Players on their way out from the tunnel down to our left-hand side as we look out across the pitch here at Old Trafford. The Sir Alex Ferguson three-tier stand opposite us, and they're about to bounce that Europa League flag in the centre of the pitch. Sizable contingent of Rangers fans who've made an awful lot of noise, Troy, since they got here. They were in nice and early, as usual on these European nights. The away fans get in early and start singing and don't stop.
No, they're excellent. This is my first time seeing the Rangers fans up in person. Obviously, you see Rangers and Celtic fans when you're watching the SPL, and you wonder what that's like. It sounds good. Since I've been here, it's been amazing. They've been excellent. They've non-stop for probably about an hour and a half before kick-off, and now I imagine they're going to be here an hour and a half after kick-off as well.
There's a giant tifo been unfurled at the Stretford end that simply says Dennis Law, the King. Of course, Dennis Law sadly passed away last week. Such a wonderful servant to this club. But you know what? When he was a boy, the club he wanted to go and watch was Glasgow Rangers. And he said, I was a Ranger at heart. Well, here they are in the city of Manchester, trying to put one over on Ruben Amorim's stuttering Manchester United. Apparently Philippe Clement has told the TV stations this evening, I don't want my players to come here to collect shirts. Well, can they collect 3 points and jeopardise Manchester United's chances of automatic passage through to the round of 16 in the Europa League? We're about to find out here on Talksport. Wrexham, Birmingham City, live over on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. But it is Manchester United against Rangers here on Talksport with your match commentary team, former Watford striker Troy Deeney, alongside Jim Proudfoot.
Thank you, Ian, and a very good evening to you for the first of 2 European games in 7 days between English and Scottish opposition. A welcome byproduct of the new continental format. That Villa-Celtic game next week will have a similar dynamic to this one. No jeopardy of elimination for anybody. The chance to avoid an unwanted playoff, with a high chance that only one team in each side will be able to book that top 8 finish. Domestic form, though, means there's a different dynamic here tonight. Manchester United and Rangers certainly have different parameters for success or failure, but both are some way under par, stoking up the pressure on this competition to go some way towards salvaging some pride this season. Ruben Amorim said this is the worst United team ever. It's probably some way short of that in reality, but 4 home defeats in 5, 10 league defeats by this stage of the season are exceptionally bad runs in the context of United's past. Rangers have been tough to beat recently, but the damage in the title race is long since done, so it's a season now depending on cup football and on highlights. And for tonight's winners, this game will certainly provide one of those. So how the 2 teams line up. Altay goal for United, Yoro, De Ligt and Martinez, Ahmad, Eriksson, Collier and Dalot, Fernandes and Garnacho, and Zirkzee. Butland in goal for Rangers, Tavernier, Prupper, Balogun and Jefti, Barron and Raskin, Cherny, Barami and Yilmaz, and Igerman up front. Referee tonight is Eric Lambrechts from Belgium, who took charge of England's win over Ireland earlier this season. Both sets of supporters in fine voice, but particularly travelling Glaswegians bouncing up and down away to our right-hand side. There have been Rangers songs on the streets of Manchester since mid-morning. Well, it's 32 years since Rangers have drawn English blood. They came within 15 minutes of beating Tottenham. Tonight, the chance to capitalise on Man United's bout of homesickness. Or will United get the win that will take them to the verge of the last 16? We're underway. Rangers in all blue, United red shirts, white shorts and black socks. And Rangers kick towards the Stretford end in this first half. Long ball pumped forward, Igerman going up for it, beaten by De Ligt. And now Ahmad, Manchester United's form player who had a spell, you'll remember, at Rangers in their Europa League final season. And Ahmad helping to win it back. And United quickly getting it forward out towards Garnacho, who's coming in off the left flank near the edge of the penalty area. Pull back for Bruno Fernandes, who just nudges it away from Cherny to get it back down that left-hand touchline for Dalot. And across comes Barron, and the ball has come off Dalot and gone out of play for a throw that will be taken by Rangers. Delighted to say, Troy Deeney alongside me here at Old Trafford. 0-0 in the first minute on Talksport.
How you doing, Jim? Nice to be here, mate. This is some atmosphere, isn't it? This is where you want to be on on a Thursday night. Just looking already at Man United setup, it looks like Fernandes is going to play as one of the holders, and they've already pushed Eriksen up in and around that high right position, just to probably for the legs and have a little less work. Obviously at the age of Eriksen, you would expect him to be able to have a bit more quality and not so much expect him to do the running around him.
Yeah, he's only played 9 minutes of football so far in 2025, Christian Eriksen, before tonight. But he's recalled. And one other piece of significant team news, Rangers with Tom Lawrence back on the bench. He's not played for 12 weeks because of injury. He is amongst those that can be called upon if necessary. Manchester United are in possession, and you would expect that they will have the majority of it over the course of the night. Here's Altay getting the nod ahead of Banana this evening in goal. It's his first European tie of the season. The ball's just played back to him by Yoro, and he had to briskly bring it under control with his first touch, knock it away from Igaman with his second. And Manchester United are able to get the ball forward towards halfway again with Bruno Fernandes in possession.
The switch is on as well for United. Dalot is so open on this right hand side.
Now coming towards the edge of the penalty area, Garnacho cut it onto his right foot, fired in a low one that Jack Butland was able to get down and make a comfortable stop.
Yeah, really good from Garnacho, under a lot of scrutiny, isn't he? Interest from Chelsea. Some Man United fans want him to go, some want him to stay. Big game for him today, but he started off really well on that left-hand side, as we spoke about with Tavernier. Takes Tavernier on instantly, gets inside, has his shot with that right foot. Unfortunately, just bounced in front of Jack Butland, but a save he should really make.
0-0 everywhere in the 8 o'clock kickoffs in the Europa League in the very early stages. The results earlier, including a 3-2 win for Spurs away to Offenheim, mean that Rangers will be guaranteed a place in the top 8 at the end of the night tonight if they win this game. It doesn't mean that they will be in the top 8 when it matters this time next week, but they will be in the top 8 at the end of the night if they win tonight, and Manchester United will be in the top 4 at the end of the night if they win here, with the results having played out as they did earlier. It's Martinez on the left of the 3 centre halves for Manchester United, going back to De Ligt, who's playing in the middle with Lenny Yoro to his right. Yoro played on the left of the 3 against Brighton. Back for De Ligt. I think Yoro will be delighted to be in his more favoured position on this near side. Ahmad's just knocked it back to him now. Now the former Lille man goes back towards the edge of the penalty area for De Ligt, and he will chip it out towards that left-hand touchline where it's very cleverly worked round the corner past Tavernier. It's a pass that got Garnacho in. He's got the pace to get away from Balogun, who did well. Timed his sliding challenge to perfection inside the penalty area, but Garnacho was very nearly past him, and it was a wonderful first touch that just took Tavernier out of the picture completely.
Yeah, lovely first touch from Dalot. As Tavernier's trying to jump, as we spoke about before the game started, he's got to try and jump, but he hasn't got the legs that he wants used to. So it's the hardest part as a player, when your mind's telling you to do something, your body just can't do it. He's a little bit late on the jump. That allows for the ball down the side, first time into Garnacho, and again Balogun's a great tackle, but it's last ditch. If Man United can keep going down that left-hand side, it's forcing the whole back 4 of Rangers to go right the way over. Unfortunately for Rangers, Ahmad is on this opposite side, and he's open every single time. So anything to the back post or a quick switch, he'll be 1v1, or sometimes he's on his own.
He's in possession now, Ahmad. A little 1-2 with Collier, then one with Fernandes. Eriksen can pick it up on the right-hand side of the box. Low ball in from him. Easily knocked away by Balogun on the edge of the 6, and then helped on by Igaman. De Ligt comes to meet that and shanks it straight out of play for a throw that will be taken on the Rangers' left. 5 minutes gone, all United in the early stages of the game. And I think we've already seen how the game plan is going to unfold, Troy, with, as you mentioned, described it perfectly, United concentrating everybody over on the left, and that means that the switch is onto Ahmad on the right-hand side, and the two-pronged attack that's going to cause Clement's side a few problems from what we've seen in the early stages.
Yeah, absolutely, and also from Rangers' point of view, they've set up in a 4-1-4-1 formation. They're trying to do a mid-press, so they're letting Man United have it, but I suppose this is the difference between the English Premier League and the Scottish Premier League. The intensity in which they go to press just isn't right, just not there. So for United, they can have 1 and 2 touches like Ahmad just has now.
And he's trying to nudge the ball past Jeffney, who did well to recover and get back goal side. He hasn't got possession back, though. Ahmad laying it off for Eriksson, ball in from him. Zirkzee just flicked it down behind him. It's an awkward one for him to take. And Rangers might be able to break quickly. Václav Černý making his way towards the edge of the penalty area. Almost got it through to his left-hand side for Bahrami. But United covered with Yoro. And Fernandes can help it away.
And that's great from Rangers in terms of their breaking away from a low block and getting away from it. But again, just as I was talking to you there, Jim, when the Rangers players are going forward, it's 3 versus Man U's 8. They all sprint back. The intensity in which the guys are working is just a little bit different. And this is going to be a long night for Rangers. They're going to have to suffer, to use Amarin's words, against his team. They're going to have to suffer without the ball. But when they get the moments like that, they've got to get an end product. That's just going to keep the life in this team.
Win for Lazio tonight, and they are definitely in the top 8. And they lead by a goal to nil. The first goal of the 8 o'clock kickoffs. Lazio, a goal up at home to Real Sociedad. We've got a choice of listening on the Talksport network tonight. A fair bit of interest, I think it's fair to say, amongst the commentary team about what's going on at the racecourse ground between Wrexham and Birmingham City. It is live on Talksport 2. It is 0-0, and it's not an even split between us in what we want to happen there. It's going to be Jack Butland, former Blue Nose himself, who will spot the ball down on the edge of the 6-yard box and be prepared to knock the ball out. We can say it because we're not commentating on it. We can don't have to be dispassionate about that one. Rangers will be able to bring the ball forward and work it quickly down behind Ridvan Yilmaz, straight out of play for a throw that'll be taken on the Manchester United right by Ahmad. His lone spell at Rangers wasn't a great one. He scored 3 in 13 games. He didn't play in the Europa League final in Seville. I think maybe he will feel that he has a little bit of a point to prove tonight, although he's had such an exceptional time over the last 6-8 weeks or so. Has really become such an integral part of this Manchester United team. He's taken a free kick quickly here after Zirkzee just got caught inadvertently in the face. Play will continue with Lisandro Martinez over on the left-hand side. Work it down the left-hand touchline. Now to bring it forward with Dallo. Tavernier back, covered the runner Garnacho. Gets it away. He's only 8 games short of 500 now for Rangers. What a servant he has been to the Rangers and various different managers in his time at Ibrox. James Tavernier, who's one player in the Rangers team who has actually played here before, back in his Newcastle days. He featured in a League Cup game here about 15 years ago as a teenager, and he's back now in his mid-30s. 0-0. They played 8.5 minutes, and it's chanceless so far. Given away by Collier in midfield. Raskin winning it back, making a good run forward. Raskin trying to draw Altay. Touch was heavy. Keeper came back, flicked it away, and then Ridvan Yilmaz only chips it onto the roof of the net. What a chance that was for Raskin. Great press. Yilmaz and Raskin. Igerman slid the ball down the side of the retreating De Ligt, but Raskin couldn't make the most of the chance.
Yeah, you know what? Really good play from Collier. I know he loses the ball, but he's also one there. He's just took a bit of ownership and said, yeah, unfortunately, that's my mistake. This is the learning of a young man who's trying to play in this system, which Amarin wants to be brave in those 6 positions. Unfortunately, gives it away. Rangers go through. Raskin never looks comfortable, never gets the ball set. Probably should score, if I'm being totally honest. Never looks set, never looks ready. Good save for the goalie, and you know, looks like we've got a bit of a game now because Rangers are starting to believe their fan base to our right-hand side is getting up. But just feel that Man U, and this is the problems with what Amarin is seeing now, he wants them to play. They're all in shape, but they're just not decisive enough in those quick 1 and 2 touch movements which he wants.
The deadlock is broken in that big game in League One. Over on Talksport 2, Ollie Rathbone has given Wrexham the lead. Wrexham 1, Birmingham City 0. I think Blues will be top at the end of the night, whatever happens. If it stays this way, though, Wrexham will be back within 2 points of them and level with Wickham just above them. Wrexham 1, Birmingham 0. 0-0 between Manchester United and Rangers here. Ball inside for Ridvan Yilmaz, straight at the goalkeeper. Left-footed volley from a tight-ish angle, and it was easily for the goalkeeper to knock it away. Igerman then tries his luck with a shot that deflects off De Ligt. Martinez ducks out of the way of it, and Altay comes across and gratefully pounces on the ball on the edge of the 6-yard box. 11 gone, 0-0, but Rangers with the 2 chances so far.
Absolutely, good play from Rangers setting up, but both times they've got in with these chances, they come from Man United giving the ball away sloppily again. This time it was Dalot on the opposite side, loses out to Tavernier in probably a 60-40 in his favour. One quick ball over the top and they're in. My concern for Man United is, and I don't know what you think, Jim, just watching this, when they start off well, they start off well, but as soon as one thing goes wrong, it's like a 10-15 minute wobble, and I've seen it maybe 5 or 6 times now. Yeah,
absolutely. Just born, I think, of the fragility of confidence, that so much has gone wrong recently. And it's been the way of games where they've had quick starts, haven't taken advantage, and then think, oh no, is it going to be another one of those nights? And all of a sudden the opposition have scored. I mean, United have conceded the first goal in 10 of the last 12 games that they've played.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I just really interested. My first time at Old Trafford this season, seeing this team, and it's just, you can see it on the telly, but you can feel it, you can smell it when you're here. There's an uneasiness around the whole building. This is a European night, and it's all Rangers fans that are singing. Everybody here from Man United is waiting for something to happen, either waiting for the team to score or for a goal to go in. It doesn't feel like this is a Man United place that used to come to and be really fearful of trying to quieten the crowd in the first 15 minutes. They're already doing that.
Yeah, the air of invincibility that was here for years and years is now gone. And that's been seen with 6 home defeats in all competitions this season, all of them in the league actually. It's 6 defeats in 12 here in the league, 6 and 17 in all competitions. United still unbeaten in Europe, having drawn the first 3 and then won the next 3 in this competition. 13 minutes into this one, it's Manchester United 0, Rangers 0. And the ball is at the feet of Robin Prupper, playing on the left of the 2 centre-halves. Balogun to his right, and the former Brighton man is given the ball now. And he just drops his shoulder, brings it over halfway to fire it away from Eriksson, but the lick stamps up from the defensive line to chest it down. Yoro then will play it back to the Dutchman. And Bruno Fernandes in a slightly deeper role. Very nearly caught in possession by Barron, but he was fouled in the process, and it's a free kick given away by number 8 on the other. United will take midway between the edge of their own penalty area and halfway. 13 gone here on Talksport. Manchester United 0, Rangers 0. Long ball over the top from United, for the free kick taken quickly. Dalot making a good run. Garnacho behind him in support. Play between the pair of them again. So the ball back at the feet of Dalot. Comes out for Bruno Fernandes. Down towards Yoro. Yoro to his right-hand side for Ahmad, who let the ball run across his body. And then he stopped. And I think he felt that Jeffy just grabbed him round the rib cage. If there was contact, it was minimal. It might have been enough to put Ahmad off. But he played for it by stopping. Jeffy let the ball run out of play, and it's a Rangers throw.
I don't like that. There was something that he was doing in the warm-up where he had his earrings in, and I was thinking, I hope you haven't changed after getting your contract. I really hope that's not what we're going to see. But that there is just a little pull. It's really minute, just as he's trying to get away from Jeffy, and he just stops. It's like what you see people do in training games. They just stop and wait for the manager or the referee in this instance to give a foul. It was never a foul. This is a big game. Go get after it. Come on. Don't start letting the ego kick in now.
Well, Manchester United in the next phase of play have won a corner, and Collier was involved in that. Did really well to come forward, close down, and then flick the ball forward. It just brushed the Rangers man on its way out. First corner of the night to be taken on the United right. 14 gone at 0-0. Swung in and headed away from in front of Butland, and out for another throw that'll be taken by Ahmad again. Just about 4 or 5 yards in from the corner flag this time. Hasn't got a United player closer than the right-hand side of the box, but Eriksson darts outside the penalty area now and offers himself for the 1 in defeat, which he then plays straight back for Ahmad again. Back from him to Eriksson. Here's Collier. Collier firing it in. Too hot for Zirkzee. Knocked away by Tavernier, off balance. And United win it back with Garnacho. Garnacho on the edge of the area, firing one over the bar. Curving over the top right-hand corner, it dipped, but not in time. And And a play for a goal kick that Jack Butland will take. 15 gone, it's 0-0 here on Talksport. Here's Troy Deeney.
He's up for it, isn't he, Garnacho? Getting at Tavernier, feels like he's got the beating of him. Tries another shot from a really difficult angle for the edge of the box, maybe 2 yards in on that left-hand side. Really difficult to get that whip and that purchase on it, but he is trying. I just think, just looking at Xerxes, it's a real difficult job he's got, because when they cross the ball, it's him versus 3. A lot of the ball that Man United do goes down the sides, and also when there is an opportunity, when they're in the build-up, it's available for him to run down the sides, but that's not his game as well. So he's in a bit of a catch-22. He's trying to have to do everything that he doesn't want to do, if that makes sense. But he does it really well there. Really good hold-up play. Just gets dropped into him from Yoro, wins a foul. But I just think for this Man United team and for this system, I do wonder where he's going to be long-term. I really do.
Well, he's won that free kick by receiving the ball, Robin Prupper making life difficult for him and hauling into the ground. Manchester United have it about 10 yards inside Rangers territory, and they will just wait for everyone to push forward. I think they'll set it up for one play towards the edge of the penalty area. You're listening to Manchester United against Rangers in the Europa League, live on Talksport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever the mission, home or away, Enterprise helps over 120,000 people every day. That actually worked the short one, and Yoro's got it now. He's still inside his own half as he works the ball past Collier out towards Martinez, and Martinez then can play an excellent ball along the deck between the lines for Eriksson. Helps it on towards Ahmad. Ahmad running with pace and intent at Jefty. Laid the ball back, it hit Raskin and will then go down towards the corner flag. It's gone the wrong side of the corner flag from Ahmad's perspective. He's picked it up really quickly and taken the throw, finding Yoro. Yoro will get to the byline and fire in across. That's blocked, and then Jefty will clear. It's hit Eriksson. Yoro with a deft little touch, stuck the heel out behind him and flicked it off his Achilles back for Eriksson. Sets up Fernandez, and he's cut across it and fired it wide.
Really good play from Man U, both with the ball and without the ball. When they get into that corner, and as you said, Yoro decides to flick one as it's going over his head, the counter press is excellent, so they win the ball back. Ahmad plays it inside to Fernandez, probably 30 yards out in the middle of the box. For me, I would have liked to see him roll that into Xerxes' feet to let him roll the defender, try and get a shot off. He decided to shot from 25, 30 yards and high, wide and unhandsome, unfortunately.
17 minutes gone. Manchester United 0, Rangers 0. And over on Talksport 2, it's Wrexham 1, Birmingham 1. Taylor Gardner-Hickman with the equalising goal. Wrexham 1, Birmingham 1. That's live for you right now over on Talksport 2. Yet another night where we give you a choice of listening on the Talksport networks. We do the EFL properly for you. 1-1 in North Wales. And here in the Northwest, 0-0 between Manchester United and Rangers. And for all of United's possession, it's certainly Rangers that have had the best chances, with Raskin through in a one-on-one, the best of the lot. Elsewhere in Europe, Ludogorets 0, Midtjylland 1, which is a game of relatively little consequence. This one certainly got plenty on it. Remember, if United win, they'll be up into the top 4 at the end of the night, and Rangers win will have them in the top 8. No mortal wounds can be dispensed by either side against the other this evening. Both of them are going to be going through okay. They're going to finish in the top 24. It's all about whether they can finish in the top 8 and avoid the playoff round, effectively get a bye through to the round of 16. Here's De Ligt in possession for United, playing the way that he's facing, back towards Martinez. Martinez controlling the ball on the edge of the centre circle, and just waiting for Igerman to come closer, and then he just turned deftly and fires it out towards the left-hand side for Xerxes. Xerxes with a neat turn of his own, and he's away from Balogun, but it's not a good cross, easily blocked by Prupper, who had time even to take a touch, and Tavernier will do the rest to get it away.
Yeah, it's good play from Xerxes. He's getting frustrated and not getting the ball, so he's drifting out into the right and left channels. He goes out onto the left-hand side this time. Really nice touch, then drops the shoulder, gets away from Balogun. The problem is, when he then crosses the ball, he's crossing the ball to where he should be, so there's no one in the box, and easily dealt with by Rangers, but that's just that frustration when you play as a lone striker. You want to get a feel of the ball, and you're seeing your defenders having 15, 16 passes, and you haven't touched the ball for 2.5 minutes.
Well, he just came short to meet the ball there, and it was nudged past him. Now he's got it, but he's almost playing as a number 8 when he picks that up.
You just see how he's getting frustrated though, Jim, in terms of trying to drop deep and just have a touch of the ball, and that's something that they need to get used to with this system as well. He's got to run selflessly probably 10-15 times before he gets the ball.
Now the ball is worked out towards the right-hand side of the Manchester United penalty area. Igaman trying to roll it in. It's played back by Barami. Cheney was there, knocked away by the Ligt, and he goes out of play for a throw that'll be taken over on the Rangers' right-hand side. Elsewhere in Europe, Braga leading in Belgium against Saint-Gilloise. 0-0 here. And the ball played forward from a quickly taken throw on the Rangers' right. They've lost possession, then very quickly won it back with Balogun. Back to him from Cherney, who caused plenty of problems for Spurs in that game at Ibrox that we brought you 6 weeks ago, but he's hardly been an influence so far tonight. Blonde-haired Collier can get it away in the midfield and play it down towards Ahmad. Play just stops for a moment as he picks up possession. He'll then make his way forward off the ball. Collier rolls it down to him. Philippe Clement with the perfect view. It's all happening right in front of him, literally 4 or 5 feet in front of him. And he's just directing traffic, trying to get a message across to the Rangers midfield. But Manchester United still dominant in terms of possession without really looking as though they're likely to make it count in the first quarter of this game, Troy.
No, but they've got more control, and I think that's what Amorim has been trying to do. If you look at the very first training session, I think Man United posted it on their YouTube, and you watch the videos that he was doing, it's about winning the ball, going forward into the opposition's half, and then having controlled pressure in there.
Garnacho to Dalot. Dalot left-hand side of the penalty area, comes back for Garnacho, and it's a brilliant block to get it over the bar. Raskin just got either his head or his shoulder to it. Butler might have been struggling there, but Raskin instinctively just threw it himself at it, and it's hit him and cleared the bar out of play for a corner.
Yeah, that looks like, I told you, Garnacho's feeling like he's enjoying this one. He's getting loads of joy down that left-hand side, but again, he starts the pressure, driving down that left-hand side. As Tavernier comes out, he just slips the ball down the side, continues his run into the box, and he's maybe 8 yards out, 9 yards out, hits it really well, really powerfully. I think Jack Butland had guessed a little bit it was going to his right. He would have gone straight in the middle, but a nice flick over from Raskin.
So a second corner for Manchester United, taken by Ahmad, a left-footed in-swinger! And headed in, but it's not going to count. The referee spotted some pushing and shoving. 2 Rangers players down inside their 6-yard box. Raskin, one of them. We'll have a look at a replay here to see exactly what happened. The De Ligt's header certainly chalked off for now. The VAR clearly is going to be having a look at it. It's Bram van Driessen who's on VAR duty. My first view of the 2 Rangers players that are on the deck is that one fell over the other, but I don't know whether there is another infringement in there or whether one was pushed into the other by De Ligt as he attacked the ball.
It looks like Yoro does it for me as it comes through here, try to block, so he just goes into the back. It's not a great deal, but in today's game that's probably going to be enough to be considered a foul. As they're all setting the block for De Ligt, you see Yoro just coming into the back of Proper. He just pushes there ever so slightly, and then De Ligt goes and heads it. Personally think it's a good goal. It should be a goal, but European football, unfortunately, their referee just a little bit different.
Well, it was very unlikely to get overturned.
Absolutely.
Once the on-field decision was that there was a push. That's a great spot of yours, Yoro on Proper. And the free kick has now been taken by Rangers. So still 0-0. But a couple of minutes that have given Manchester United heart with the shot deflected narrowly over the bar and then the disallowed goal. Garnacho's got possession, running towards the edge of the penalty area. 24 minutes gone here on Talksport, with Jim Bradford and Troy Deeney talking you through the action, and Ian Danta in the chair. Played forward by Lenny Yoro. Bruno Fernandes making the run. Eriksson has flicked it into him. Fernandes pulling it back. Very difficult high tariff chance for Zirkzee. Had to throw his head at a ball that was actually delivered slightly behind him. He couldn't generate the pass, certainly couldn't get the direction. And it's gone straight out of play. Just going back to the point you were making about Zirkzee and the frustrations that he will be having. You said, I don't know how the long-term plan would be. Is the long-term plan him, or is it Højlund, or is it neither?
Oh, great question. I think there's more potential with Højlund in terms of the physicality and the aspect of him running into channels and what he can and can't do. What he's not great at is his link-up play in terms of having his back to goal, and also probably not a natural finisher. When I say natural finisher, to the level of Haaland and those types, I know we're talking about the best of the best, the Isaks, but when you play for Man United you have to score those chances, and it gives everybody else a sense of confidence that you're going to score. With the two guys at the moment, if they could put both of them together, they'd have an exceptional player, but I just think at the moment it's a little bit half and half, and neither of them are quite up to the standard of what this manager will want. Just going to the goal, you know, with Yoro, and is that slight push and it's a foul.
Yeah.
Every long ball I've seen at the moment, there's been more contact and not one foul been given. But the second you go into the box, referees are so eager to call a foul. If you've got the VAR now, just leave it, let it play on, and the VAR will change it.
Bruno Fernandes taking a very quick free kick, chipped it over the top. Ahmad ran after it, beat Jeffney to it. Eriksson then flicks it back out towards the touchline where he thought Ahmad still was. Ahmad had actually made a darting run inside, but he had enough time to retrace his steps and come back and recover.
He had no one to cross to though, Jim. Only Garnacho in there. Xerxes out on that left wing, didn't make the yards up, and 4 Rangers players in the box versus 1. It's difficult to make that cross, especially when your manager wants you to keep the ball.
Ahmad's got it again. He's played back for Collier, who's shown up well in the early stages. One mistake that he did so much to come and rectify. Garnacho, Czerny having to defend. Garnacho's got it in. Great shape on the delivery, but Xerxes was just waiting near the penalty spot rather than running in to attack it. And the ball beats everybody and goes out of play for a goal kick.
That's really good. And I remember speaking to Alex Crook about Garnacho. I don't think Man United can let him go. I think there's a player in there. I really do. And tonight he's just their biggest outlet. Give him the ball and watch him deliver. It doesn't matter if he's up against Tavernier. It doesn't matter if he's up against Kearney. He's down there and he's going to take him on and he's going to get an end product. The problem they've got is one in the box again. And I'm sure Amarin will be saying he needs 3 and 4 bodies in to go and finish these actions. That's a great ball and it's happened to flash across the 6-yard box.
Rangers bring the ball under control in the centre circle. There's Tavernier playing it back for Proper, and now to Balogun. And down towards Jeffy on the left-hand side for Rangers. This game brought to you in partnership with TNT Sports, the home of European football. 0-0. Little bit of a slow burn, a fantastic atmosphere. Not necessarily a game to go with it so far. Not played at a breakneck tempo. And not a glut of chances, but it's certainly warming up now.
You'd expect Man United could go up a gear or two, don't you? You probably can't say the same about Rangers, with the greatest respect. But where you're sat here, you feel like if Man U start moving the ball 1 and 2 touch, there's so many spaces that could open up. And at the minute, it's that bit of confidence that you was talking about. They keep losing the ball with no real pressure on it, making the wrong choices.
Czerny is going to be able to bring it forward for Rangers into the feet of Igerman. Back from him to Tavernier. High right-footed ball. Ridvan Yilmaz chasing it, brings it down well, but only after the ball has just gone over the dead ball line and out for a goal kick that will be taken by Altay Bayındır away to our left-hand side. We touched on it in the build-up. Worth just probably analysing the selection again. Altay back in goal in place of Onana, and okay, things happen. Ugate's been left out today, and you wouldn't think that means anything for his long-term future. You sense with the selection of the goalkeeper it might be a little bit different. It's a significant team selection tonight.
Yes and no. I'm going to say no, because I feel like the manager's trying to instill a mentality that if you're not up to the standard on a day-to-day basis, never mind a week-to-week basis. Go on, Jim.
There's Czerny, plays the ball forward, and Martinez cuts it out. And he can bring it further out from the back. Finding Collier, good awareness from Collier of who was where, and he's invited Lenny Yoro forward. Yoro can come forward over the halfway line, down towards Ahmad. First time ball in field towards Eriksson. Yoro trying to drag the ball back past his trailing leg to Ahmad. United now out of shape with Yoro having gallivanted forward, and Rangers will hope to try and exploit that. They work the ball from Bayrami out towards Czerny. Yoro is now back amongst the centre halves as Czerny tries to deliver, but he has won Rangers' first corner of the night as we hit the half-hour mark here on Talksport.
Really good play from Czerny there, isn't it? Raskin's a really good player. The way he shifts the ball out of his feet, gets it ball moving. Too many players now in midfield try and take 3, 4, 5, 6 touches. 1 and 2 touch, shifts the ball from left to right really, really well. And this is probably their biggest opportunity to go and cause Man United problems. We know Man United are not great from set pieces. Rangers have really good delivery, both in swingers as well, with left and right footed takers. Got some big boys as well that can go and get the head on this, Jib.
Well, Czerny's going to try and find one of them. The Balogun inside the 6-yard box, proper at the near post. It's come off a United head in that near post area. And we'll go out for another corner. The Yoro shepherded that out, thinking that it was going to be a goal kick. Probably the only man in the stadium that saw it that way, and it will be another corner, this one on the left rather than the right. Tavernier will take it.
Yeah, a bit strange there from Yoro. He was 100% convinced that was a Man United corner, even though nobody else did.
You live and learn. Listen, it's very easy to say from here. But it did hit Dallo on the way through. It's going to be a corner that will be taken then on the Rangers left by Tavernier. Now well punched clear by Altai. Garnacho can help it further clear from the edge of the box. Ahmad brings it down. He's just pushed by Ridvan Yilmaz. A good free kick to give away. Stopped the Manchester United counter-attack, and even better one to give away when you don't get a yellow card for it. And it's a free kick that will allow Rangers to get everybody back behind the ball, because all the defenders have pushed forward to attack that set piece. But the United counter-attack comes to nothing because Yilmaz gave the free kick away. Still 0-0, 13 to go to half-time. United next in action away at Fulham. And that's a game that you can hear Sunday early evening, a 7 o'clock kickoff on Talksport. With Joe Shannon and Alan Pardew talking you through the action from West London. Fulham against Manchester United, kicking off at 7 on Talksport after the Sunday session with Sam Matterface Sunday afternoon. It's Garnacho bringing the ball forward for Manchester United. 13 to go to half-time. And still 0-0, still 1-1 between Wrexham and Birmingham City. With Rathbone's goal cancelled out by Dykes in that game. It's live for you over on Talksport 2 right now. Ahmad skip away from Jeffy, got past him, but Jeffy got his left foot to it to flick the ball out of play, and it goes out for a throw that will be taken by United again on this near touchline there right, about 5-6 yards from the corner flag.
It's clear that both sides, whether it's Ahmad or whether it's Garnacho, Grodjic.
As Ahmad brings it forward, and it's going to be knocked away easily at the back by Raskin. He's played it into Eriksson, gets it back, and then clips it into the midfield, although it died a little bit before it got to Czerny, and Dallo stepped forward and won it. Now Bruno Fernandes couldn't thread it through towards Dallo, and an opportunity for Rangers maybe to bring it forward quickly. Tavernier, Bruno across to cover, the ball hit him, and that was good enough for United as it ricochets in Martinez's path, and they can now bring it forward from the edge of the centre circle. 0-0 with 12 to go to half-time. Bruno Fernandes. First time ball forward for Eriksson's run. That's easily knocked away. Brought down by Martinez again. Ball from him to Bruno Fernandes. Playing alongside Collier as one of the sitters in midfield in this 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1 formation that is being utilised as always by Ruben Amorim. Certainly Ahmad and Garnacho have held their width, particularly Ahmad, throughout the course of the game so far. Garnacho has come and played in the inside left channel on occasion, but Ahmad just staying touch tight on this near touchline, trying to utilise the space and giving Jeffy something to think about. But 0-0 still, other than a couple of oohs and ahs at either end, no real concrete goal scoring opportunities, and that'll be a cause of frustration for Ruben Amorim, Troy.
Yeah, you can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to invite the back three to keep the ball, lending it into midfield to force Rangers to jump. And every time Rangers jump, then the space is opened up on either touchline. So if they're coming down the right hand side with Ahmad. He wants it into Ahmad, into Eriksson, who turns, hits a dive, because then it's 1v1. You can see what they're trying to do, but it's a bit too scripted. The Man United are following it to the T, where you're just like somebody, maybe Yoro and De Ligt's done it once or twice, just step in and just hit that big diag earlier, just knock Rangers out of their perch, because at the moment the Rangers players are seeing the traps, and it's as if you do this session on a Thursday where the mannequins are out and you go, the manager says, right, it's going to go from this one to this one to this one, and everyone knows where the press is. Just mix it up a little bit and then go back to your style. Unfortunately, that's just the modern player now. They do exactly what the manager or the coach says, and any problems, that it's the manager's fault.
Absolutely. You delegate that responsibility to the man who's up above you in the food chain. 10 minutes to go to half-time. Manchester United 0, Rangers 0. Lazio 3 up against Real Sociedad now, and the Spanish side down to 10 men. Munoz has been sent off. Ahmad bring it forward towards the edge of the box, but behind Zirkzee, who made the run into a position really that Ahmad was unlikely to be able to find him, with the preponderance of blue shirts between him and the edge of the area. United come again. Fernandes to Ahmad, back for Bruno. All through for Ahmad. Good save from Butland. Came out, made himself big. It hit his thigh and squirts to safety. Much better passing movement though from Manchester United that time, and a good piece of goalkeeping from Jack Butland.
Excellent play from Ahmad and Fernandes. It started from Eriksson, but the first time there they played 3 passes, 1 and 2 touch, and the Rangers players just can't live with them because it's just too quick. The brain's just moving a bit too fast. Gets it into Fernandes, looks like he's going to shoot on it 20-25 yards out. Fake shots, little slide rule pass down it outside of the defender. Ahmad through 1v1. Jack Butland does really well, comes out, makes himself big. Good chance for Man United, but they feel like they're just stepping it up now this last 10 minutes, and feel like if they move it 1 and 2 touch, as we said earlier, that this Rangers team unfortunately can't live with them.
That could have been a 7th goal in 10 games for Ahmad, who got that 12-minute hat-trick here against Southampton. It's Fernandes, back for Collier, and down to the aforementioned Ahmad again. Bruno Fernandes clipping it in, looking for Zirkzee, only finding Balogun. Eriksson wins the seconds. To his left-hand side is Garnacho. Garnacho to Bruno Fernandes. He's chipped it off from the edge of the D. Pull back for Zirkzee, whose right-footed shot is blocked. And then as it hits Eriksson, it ricochets back into the 6-yard box, and Butland can have all the time in the world to gratefully gather.
Yeah, you can see Jack Butland say to his team, just calm down, we need to weather this storm. It is all Man United at the moment. Really lovely balls from Fernandes. Fakes again on the edge of the box to shoot. Plays the first time ball over the top to the left back in Dallo, who then cuts it back. A really nice ball actually. He looked like he could have got it across the box. Cuts it back to Zirkzee, who has his shot straight away, but Balogun is there yet again. But Man United must feel that the goal is coming, and Rangers are feeling like they have to get through to half-time.
Spurs won 3-2 at Offenheim earlier. It's 0-0 at Eintracht Frankfurt, at Elfsborg here, and also in the Ajax game away to RFS. Lazio 3 up against Real Sociedad. Michelin lead at Ludogorets 1-0. PAOK 1, Slavia Prague 0. Braga a goal up away to Union Saint-Gilloise of Belgium as Iggerman brings it forward. That's taken a deflection, and it took a horrible little spiteful bounce in front of Altai as well. He got his body behind it. Actually, the deflection might have spun it wide, but he wasn't taking any chances and just made sure that he could help it wide for another corner, which is Rangers' 3rd. We played 38 minutes and it's 0-0.
Excellent for Iggerman, just coming off the front and just watching Ruben Amorim in front of us. He's really annoyed that one of the defenders didn't go. When you've got 3 defenders, whoever's marking has to stay touch tight. Didn't allow for the striker to turn. He's then 25 yards out. It's a great strike. It hits Martinez, which takes a lot of the pace out of it and spun it towards the goalkeeper, who made a good save. But for Rangers, there's a sign of life there, because last 10 minutes have been a little bit ropey.
So they go ahead on the corner count, and it's an in-swinger from Tavernier that is headed away. And they'll do it all again on this left-hand side. The Rangers fans away to our right-hand side still in fine voice. 6 minutes to go to half-time. Manchester United 0, Rangers 0. That's a really congested 6-yard box. There are what? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... 13 players inside that 6-yard box.
What's the chances the referee calls foul instantly?
pretty high. In comes the delivery, and it's well dealt with by Altai, and you've won your bet. They've just given a shove there, I think, by Bahrami as he came to deal with that, and he was able to paddle it away. But there was a little bit of pressure on him. He's actually down and in need of a little bit of treatment. 39 gone. Manchester United 0, Rangers 0. You're listening to Manchester United against Rangers in the Champions League. It's live on Talksport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Enterprise has fans of all shapes and sizes, so if you've got a plan, we've got a van.
The endangered species, Jim, of the goalkeeper. Can't be touched on a corner. Did you know that? It's an unwritten rule.
I've heard it said, and when you see the replay, it was actually Collier that made the most significant contact, and he was the man that put him on the deck, and he's hurt his neck as he's fallen, and he's just trying to rotate it around to make sure that he's okay. He's going to be able to continue. But yeah, any kind of contact, Jim, on a goalkeeper.
I put money on it. He didn't touch his neck. Not once. Not once. It's just a goalkeeper that wants a little bit of attention. They're a weird bunch, them goalkeepers, I tell you. We've got one sat in front of us here.
Yeah. Paul Robinson, former England international goalkeeper of some repute.
Proper.
He's proper. And he's done well to play the ball full. Cut out by Collier, who's won it a couple of occasions, and then Bruno Fernandes can work it forward. And he's played the ball wide out towards the left-hand side. Garnacho giving chase. Balogun got there first and gets it back. And then Jack Butland will hammer it away out towards the far side. Cherney going up for that. And Tavernier is able to emerge with possession. Here's Rassi, a lovely turn from the Belgian in the midfield. Second ball is won in there by Barron. But Collier then takes advantage of a heavy touch, and Bruno Fernandes can bring it forward again. We've got 3.5 minutes to go to half-time. 0-0. Fernandes to Eriksson. Back out towards Garnacho. Garnacho running towards the edge of the penalty area. Checks on the corner of the box, and a little backheel flick from him. Dalot with the delivery. Prupper heads it away. Ridvan Yilmaz gets it further clear. Back it comes from Eriksson into the feet of Bruno Fernandes. Collier down towards Ahmad. Ahmad taking it to the corner of the box, and then very quickly forced away by 3 blue shirts who are applying the pressure on him, including Bahrami. So he just nudged it off his head towards Bruno Fernandes. And Ahmad then gets it back. Still having to try and play on the half-turn, but Bruno's created a bit of space for him. Even more space out on the Manchester United left here for Dalot. They've worked this intelligently. Bruno Fernandes has got it again. Back out towards Dalot. 4 in red in the penalty area for them to try and hit if there's going to be a cross forthcoming. Martinez goes for goal instead, and Butland throws a hand up and is able to palm it away out for another Manchester United corner.
Really good play from Man United, really patient build-up. Fernandes again at the heart of everything. It's a really good hit from Martinez, to be fair. It's one of those ones when you're seeing the defender come marauding forward 30 yards out, you're thinking, don't shoot, don't shoot. He shoots. It's a really good save from Jack Butland. One thing I did notice on that play, just watching Amarin, all his team were really tight, really narrow. Everyone was in the centre of the pitch, and he's screaming at his players for more width, because he knows, yes, it's good to have bodies in there, but that means you have to play one touch, and you have to play really quickly, which makes for more mistakes, which then would obviously play into Rangers' hands in terms of the way that they're set up.
Well, Barron is down injured here at the moment for Rangers. He's got a problem with his knee, I think, and it could be a serious one. Rangers sending players out to warm up, and there's a look of real concern on the bench as Philippe Clement is in dialogue with his number 2, Stefan van der Heyden. Just discussing exactly what happens next if Barron isn't going to be able to continue.
It was in that tackle, wasn't it, with De Ligt in the middle of the pitch. It was a 50-50. We're just showing it now, look, and it's one of them when they both kick the ball at the same time. It looks like Barron's just opened his knee up and just tweaked it. Hopefully it'll be okay, but they're quite painful in the instant, and hopefully as he gets moving around they'll just ease off.
So the live table right now in the Europa League has Manchester United 9th and Rangers 11th. That's the current state of play. Nothing sorted tonight, but you need to finish in the top 8. Rangers host the Belgian side Saint-Gilloise next Thursday. United away in Romania against Steaua. In comes the latest United corner. That one's headed away and out for another one. Oh no, goal kick's been given. And Ahmad thought that clearly took a touch of a Rangers player, and makes the point to the assistant referee, but it is a goal kick which will be taken by Jack Butland away to our right hand side. And Barron continuing for now, and we're close enough to half time that they can probably give it a couple of minutes and then assess it in the sanctuary of the dressing room and make a more considered decision as to whether he's going to be able to continue in the heart of the midfield. They're just alongside Bayrami playing in front of Raskin. Butland gets the ball forward, just about to go into stoppage time. Nathan Verbomen, the fourth official, has the numbers board in his hand. And there are 3 additional minutes to be played. Barron winning a header, but it's returned by United forward towards Ahmad, and now down towards Lenny Yoro. Yoro can play it forward for Eriksson. Eriksson getting it back for Collier. Collier and Yoro both making their first European starts for Manchester United tonight. Martinez worked forward towards Garnacho. Didn't quite come off. He gets a second bite at the cherry. Bruno then tries to improvise a pass forward. That didn't work. His second bite of the cherry is a better one down towards Dallo, but still Rangers have the bodies back. Tavernier can get it away before Czerny, who's only really been used in the defensive capacity for Rangers rather than as a flamboyant right winger. And he's won a throw which will be taken over on the far touchline by his teammates Widoway inside their own half. I think Philippe Clement will be pretty happy, Troy, 0-0.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll be going in saying, right, there's loads to build on. I think he has to deal with that issue down his right-hand side and Manchester United's left, because it's clear that they've highlighted that Tavernier is a weakness. So they keep going down that side. He'll want to make sure that James is ready and is comfortable for what's about to come, because I feel like Man United will... Amarin will be frustrated. He'll want another 5-10% coming out of this team, and I'd expect to see some changes coming in the not too distant future. But for Rangers, a good first half, and then they'll be kicking into their fans as well, which obviously gives you a little 5 or 10% boost going into the second half.
Well, they did have that one great chance which Raskin couldn't take. Ali McCoist is here tonight, and had Coisty been playing in his heyday, it might have been a very different story. As Yilmaz tries to work the ball forward. Coisty very much with us these days, and he's back with Jeff Monday and Tuesday on Talksport Breakfast. Breakfast tomorrow with all of the reaction to tonight, and looking ahead as well to the weekend. It is Alan Brazil and Ray Parlour on Breakfast tomorrow morning. They're going to be joined by a host of guests, including Paula Radcliffe, Harry Redknapp and Bumble David Lloyd, part of our cricket team. And talking of the cricket, our live and exclusive coverage of England's men's whiteboard tour of India continues this Saturday with the second T20 from Chennai. England lost the first by 7 wickets in the 5-match series, and it's coming up for you on the Talksport network over the weekend. Tavernier digs it clear from the right hand side of his own penalty area. Xerxes hairs after it over on the far touchline, trying to keep it in. He's not been able to manage that, and another Rangers player has gone down injured. And the last 6 or 7 minutes of this half have been a steady succession of visits from the medical staff onto the field. It's Balogun this time, I think, who is the player that is hurt after Barron and outside Bayindir before him, and Balogun's just taken a kick to the left ankle ish.
He's had his toes stood on, Jim. Stop being nice. He'll be fine in about 15 seconds, I guarantee you. I don't even know why we're giving it the energy. What's going on in the Blues game? That's what we need to know, more importantly.
Well, he's live on Talksport too. And it is 1-1 still.
Still 1-1, okay. He'll be fine.
Good point for Birmingham City, that would be. 45 minutes to come, the second half on Talksport 2. Talking to the EFL, we've got another live EFL action coming up for you tomorrow night. Sheffield United can go back to the top of the Championship temporarily. They're taking on Hull City side, who've been very active in the transfer market in January. Sheffield United Hull live from Bramall Lane over on Talksport 2 at 8 o'clock tomorrow. And talking of being active in the transfer market, the best place to hear of everything that is up and coming is Talksport, your home of the transfer window. Mr. Deadline Day himself, Jim White, and our chief football correspondent Alex Crook, bringing you unrivaled coverage. You can watch it on our YouTube channel every Tuesday and Friday. All you got to do, search for the Talksport Transfer Notebook on the podcast section of our app, and get more on the latest transfer rumours on our website, talksport.com. Balogun's okay. and is able to continue. And Bruno Fernandes picks up the ball in the midfield. He's worked it down towards Collier. Collier to Ahmad, and he's got the last touch of the first half, which ends goalless. Not a stack of chances. Manchester United with the majority of them. Rangers with the single best chance when Raskin was through. And Altay did well to spare his blushes after a poor touch from Collier. Had just given Raskin the opportunity. Jack Butland's made a couple of eye-catching saves as well, but we got through to half-time. Neither of the clubs in the all-important top 8 as things stand right now. Half-time on Matchday 7 is Manchester United 0, Rangers 0.
Jim Bradford and Troy Deeney, your commentary team here on Talksport, and Jim's just mentioned that game in the Championship live tomorrow night on Talksport 2 between Sheffield United and Hull, kicking off your weekend of live football. Troy and myself will be back up in the northwest on Saturday. Talksport's exclusive 3 o'clock commentary. It's on Talksport rather than Talksport 2 this weekend because of the second T20 ODI between India and England in Chennai. So Troy and I will be at Anfield, Liverpool against Ipswich. 3 o'clock kickoffs, not on your TV anywhere in the UK. So join myself and Troy for full commentary on that, and I'll bring you the goals as they go in with our top team of reporters around the Premier League and the EFL. Sunday night, Fulham against Manchester United is an exclusive commentary to TalkSport. 7 o'clock kickoff. Adrian Durham will be at Craven Cottage alongside Joe Shannon and the former West Ham and Newcastle manager Alan Pardew. And then a great game from the Championship for your Monday night football on TalkSport 2 at 8. Third against, well, at the moment it's first, Burnley against Leeds from Turf Moor. Joe Shannon again once in the commentary chair alongside Big Dean Ashton on commentary. Well, it's not quite the 4-6-0, Troy Deeney, that Rangers deployed here when Walter Smith was the manager back in 2010. They've been a little bit more forward-thinking than that, and you could argue they've had the best chances of the first half, Rangers.
Yeah, you would say so, the more clear-cut. It's not been a game of great chances. It's been a game of kneelies for Man United, playing from left to right, moving the ball relatively well, but just haven't got that killer instinct in front of goal at the moment. And whether it's Xerxes or whether it's Højlund, you can see it's just a continued frustration, a continued kind of missing piece to the puzzle. We can say that about 5 or 6 teams in world football at the moment, all looking for that number 9. But from Rangers' point of view, really well settled, really well balanced team. They will feel that they can get some out of this game the longer it goes on, and attacking their home fans into this second half should make for a really good second half. Well,
Clement will be delighted to get them in at 0-0. Amad Diallo with United's best chance. Good goalkeeping from Jack Butland, kept it scoreless there. Actually, we're just getting some word in about the news we broke earlier about Watford and Tom Cleverley. Watford have issued a statement based on the reports we were getting that he was set to be dismissed as Hornets manager. The statement on their X feed says simply this: Watford FC confirms Tom will be in charge for the match at Coventry City, and that the speculation over his position is just that, pure speculation. Troy Deeney.
It's hardly Klebs is our man for the rest of the future, though, is it? He's there till Saturday, and it's just speculation. Listen, I hope they stick with him. We spoke about it earlier.
Yep.
He will know he's under pressure. He will know he has to deliver. As I said, 1 win since Boxing Day, which was against Derby, who are in a poor run of form. And if you're looking at it, if they're only saying Tom will be in charge against Coventry, that's not saying he'll be in charge to the end of the season. This is a project we're building together. It's just saying it's until Saturday. That's it. There's nothing bigger or better than that. And, that is kind of a statement, but it's kind of one I say to my kids. If you're good at school, I'll get you something nice. I don't tell you what it was going to be.
Troy Deeney alongside me and Jim Proudfoot here at Old Trafford, where plenty of supporters have disappeared off for a pint in the concourses at half-time. Goalless here. Let's get the half-time odds with Ladbrokes.
Odds update on Talksport with Ladbrokes. Get money back as a free bet up to £10 if one leg of your Football 5+ acca lets you down. Pre-match straight line accas only. Odds of 3-1 or greater. 18+ gambleaware.org.
So with a goalless first half here at Old Trafford, Manchester United to win from this point, priced at 8-11. The draw priced at 2-1. If you fancy Rangers for the win, that's out at 9-2. Those were the latest odds with Ladbrokes. It's 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Odds update on Talksport with Ladbrokes. Supercharge your odds with our Odds Boost button. Selected markets applies to first £50 of stake. Terms apply. 18+. Gambleaware.org.
Half-time over on Talksport 2 at the Racecourse Ground as well. Wrexham 1, Birmingham City 1 in League One. Ollie Rathbone, son of Mick Rathbone, who played for Birmingham City in the 70s in the Trevor Francis era, gave Wrexham the lead with a super right-footed curling effort from 25 yards. But Lyndon Dykes has been credited with the equaliser for Birmingham with a header, although it may have come off the chest of Ethan Laird, who scored his first Birmingham goal on Saturday against Exeter. It's all semantics. It's 1-1 in that game, and you can follow that game over on Talksport 2. If you've got the Talksport app on your phone, you can swipe effortlessly between our two Talksport stations and pick up the commentary of your choosing. But it's all square in both our commentary games tonight at the Racecourse Ground and here at Old Trafford. We're at the break. It's Manchester United 0, Rangers 0.
Kick off on Talksport with Ladbrokes. Supercharge your odds with our Odds Boost button. Selected markets applies to first £50 of stake. Terms apply. 18 plus. Gambleaware.org.
That was the travel. Now the weather. Chris.
Thanks, Sarah. A chance of rain today with low pressure bringing some cloudy patches and some showery spells later in the day.
If an Audi's on your mind, now's the time. With £750 off a new Audi ordered by the 28th of February and delivered by the 30th of June. Start your search at audi.co.uk or visit your local Audi centre.
In the southeast, you'll see sunny spells well into the Audi afternoon.
Audi. Vorsprung durch Technik. T's and C's apply. £750 discount applied on purchase. Retail customers only.
Celebrity Cruises' biggest sale of the year is now on. There's no better time to book the holiday you deserve. Fresh views delivered daily. Date night every night. Exploring more than one destination, all while only unpacking once. With Celebrity Cruises' new offers, you can get up to 35% off the first and second guest. And return flights from £199 per person from a range of airports, including Bristol. Step aboard and discover why you'll never want to holiday any other way. Book in your local TUI store today.
1089 and 1053 medium wave on DAB, online and on your smart speaker.
Oh, what a finish!
The Europa League live on Talksport.
Old Trafford, the setting on Talksport this evening. Goalless at half-time between Manchester United and Rangers. You're listening to the Europa League live on Talksport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. You can rent from the best lineup in the UK. Enterprise has 450 branches with all the vehicles your business needs. Remember, the sports bar will be open for business this evening. Straight after this commentary, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy will be taking your calls. You can book your call right now on 03717 2233 4. So United and Rangers fans, get your calls in. What have you made of the performance so far tonight? Do you want to see your team go for it more, whether you are of a red or a blue persuasion? 03717 2233 4. Get your calls in now, and you can speak to Jamie and Jason straight after this commentary. I can tell you Harry Maguire is out on the pitch in front of us going through a bit of a workout at half-time. Whether that means there's going to be a half-time change is not quite clear. Let me run you through the half-time scores in the Europa League. Frankfurt 0, Ferencváros 0, Elfsborg 0, Nice 0, Lazio, the leaders of the group 3, Real Sociedad 0, they're down to 10, Ludogorets 0, FC Midtjylland 1, Manchester United 0, Rangers 0 here at Old Trafford, PAOK 1, Slavia Prague 0, RFS 0, Ajax 0, and Union Saint-Gilloise 0, Braga 1. And in League 1, in our Talksport 2 commentary tonight, they've reached the break at the Racecourse Ground. It is Wrexham 1, Birmingham City 1. So in the live table, the mega table of the Europa League, as things stand for the two clubs we're watching here tonight at the Theatre of Dreams, the point that the two teams are earning means that Manchester United will be in 9th place, only outside the top 8 on goals scored. Galatasaray have 18 goals scored to Manchester United's 12. They've got the same goal difference, but Gala sneak in on the goals scored ruling. Rangers down in 11th place on 12 points, still only one behind Manchester United, ahead of their last games in the group. Remember, Rangers' last game is at home to Union Saint-Gilloise next week. Manchester United, well, they will travel to FCSB, once known as Steaua Bucharest, for their final game. Steaua, well, they are in the hunt to get into the top 24. They're 7th at the moment. They could well get a qualification space automatically ahead of Manchester United. Could be a lot of jeopardy on that game for Manchester United if they want to avoid a playoff and Rangers against Union Saint-Gilloise, who are just outside the top 24, so they will probably want to go for it, the Belgian side, at Ibrox next week as well. Earlier tonight, the news we brought you that Chris Wood has signed a contract extension at Nottingham Forest to take him through to 2027, the New Zealand striker who scored 14 goals for Forest this season. And Watford have denied reports suggesting that Tom Cleverley is set to lose his job right now. Their statement issued on their socials a few minutes ago says that he is in charge for the game at Coventry on Saturday, but no more than that. And also, after Spurs winning 3-2 at Hoffenheim earlier tonight, you heard that game live on Talksport 2, Ange Postecoglou has confirmed that the injured striker Dominic Solanke looks set to be out for 6 weeks, so he will miss the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final against Liverpool, the FA Cup tie against Aston Villa, and the league game against Manchester United, which I believe is on a Sunday in February. So Dominic Solanke set for a longer spell on the sidelines than originally wanted. He's run over a few black cats, hasn't he, Ange Postecoglou, Troy Deeney, with all the players out. That's a full squad out of players.
Yeah, I think that's a 12 player now, 12 first team player as well. I think you're in a situation where I know the manager will get under pressure and about what's he doing on the training pitch, but this is where you have to look and say he came in on his own. He hasn't brought in a whole fitness team, so these are the same fitness guys that were there before. Are they under a bit of pressure now? Are we going to start looking at the sports science guys for the first time, or is it all the manager?
But what I don't understand, when you've got Van der Ven out, Romero out, Udogie out, why is he letting Alfie Dorrington go out on loan to Aberdeen when he seemed to be the next cab off the rank to get centre-half minutes?
Maybe, and again, I don't know, maybe it's because he feels he's not ready for the exposure, the physicality of it. But you would like to think, I think even the lad himself going suggests that he must know that he was nowhere near the first team. So that'd be a bit frustrating. And I think for as much as, you know, Angie's under pressure and Tottenham are under pressure, I just think this season is a complete write-off when you look at it. They've got the Carabao Cup and that's it.
Speaking of youngsters, back here at Old Trafford, 0-0 at half-time between Manchester United and Rangers. The officials are just coming down the tunnel. Toby Collier looks like he's been very neat and tidy in that defensive midfield berth for Manchester United. Yeah,
I think that's where Man United are going to have to go over the next 5-6 months. They're going to have to go to the youth team, start bringing in younger players who have got...
I would flipping well hope so, because if Manchester United's youth team at Carrington, with all the riches that are available to a club like that, can't produce youngsters of the required standard, what's the point in them having an academy?
That is very true. That is very true. I think just at the situation now where teams are just doing loads and loads of investment, and I just think he's come in, he's been neat, he's been tidy, he's got energy, and you want to be in a position where you can see these players perform. And I just think what I'm liking, and I'm looking very closely at Bruno Fernandes. He's helping him, he's guiding him. You need an older pro to be in there and go, right, this is how we do it and this is what you need to do. So he's doing really well, and I'd expect to see 4 or 5 more Man United players from that youth team, that 23 squad, be elevated to the first team just for their legs and their energy, if I'm being totally honest.
I think Harry Amas is another one that could well get in sooner rather than later for Manchester United. Well, the officials are out, but the 2 sets of players are yet to emerge. I wonder whether Harry Maguire might get an early kick in this second half for Manchester United, and which one of the Manchester United centre-halves is likely to not continue. Whether the changes can be made at the turnaround, we will wait and find out. Remember, you've got a choice of commentaries tonight across the Talksport network. They're about to get back underway at the racecourse in League One between third place Wrexham and leaders Birmingham City. 1-1 at the break there. John Dunn and Mickey Gray are your commentary team in North Wales for that one. Loads of live sport to come over the weekend. It's not just the football. We've got the second ODI between India and England from Chennai from 12:30 lunchtime over on Talksport 2. That's why the Liverpool-Ipswich game is live on Talksport. And then on Sunday, you've got live Premiership rugby, Sale Sharks against Bath late in the afternoon, and then both NFL Championship games in the AFC and NFC to decide who gets to Super Bowl 59. Our NFL coverage starts at 7 o'clock on Sunday evening with Nat Coombs and the team. It goes right through to the wee small hours in the morning. There are changes afoot for both managers at the break to give you the detail and to guide you through the second half on TalkSport alongside Watford striker Troy Deeney is your match commentator, Jim Proudfoot.
And Harry Maguire is going to be coming on for Manchester United. We're also going to see McCausland and Rice come on for Rangers. No sign of Conor Barron having come back out for the second half, so Declan Rice... Well, they'd like Declan Rice. I do apologise. Bailey Rice.
Still Rice.
Still close. Rice, yeah.
That's close enough.
Yeah, Declan or Bailey. Bailey Rice, I'm very sorry, is going to be coming on. Harry Maguire, the first man on, and he has replaced De Ligt. Just waiting for the numbers boards to come up for Rangers. So McCausland has come on for Balogun. Barron is out there, so Rice isn't there. Barron's not there, so it's Rice for Barron. They brought McCausland on. He'll play on the left. And I think Yilmaz is going to drop into a deeper position. It will be Manchester United to get us back underway. Kicking from right to left. Attacking the Stretford end at the start of this second half. Ball laid all the way back for the goalkeeper. Now Ty puts his foot through it and punts it forward long towards the Rangers penalty area. First touch from Rice, and he was just given an instant welcome to the game by Collier. Rice winning it in the air and Collier shoving him to the ground. And it's a free kick which has been taken by Rangers.
Looks like Tavernier's gone in at right centre half. So now if you're Garnacho, those runs that you were doing on the outside trying to get Tavernier 1v1 may make him play more of a 10 inside and allow him to get after Tavernier in a more 1v1. You'd certainly expect Xerxes to be running off the shoulder of him now.
And Rangers have a corner right at the beginning of the second half. Diogo Dalot slightly missing his kick, and he came back and got the ball away from Czerny, but concedes a corner in the process. There's a corner which will be taken on the Rangers' right. So Yilmaz at right back, Tavernier playing at centre half alongside Prupper, Jeffney staying at left back with McCausland wide on the left-hand side and Rice alongside Raskin in midfield. That's how Rangers have switched it around. Corner comes in, it's cleared, and Yilmaz just lays it back for Jeffney and then gets it back again, tries to guide one over the top of Dalot. That one's knocked away. And Manchester United with Garnacho lay back for Bruno Fernandes, and he will pump a real steepling ball into Rangers territory. McCausland, shock of blonde hair, doing well to bring the ball down and get it under control, laying it back for Bailey Rice. And then Rice out towards the left-hand side for Jeffney, whose crossfield ball is way behind Czerny and goes out of play for a throw that will be taken on the Manchester United left. 90 seconds into the second half here on Talksport. Manchester United 0, Rangers 0.
At least him kicking that ball out of play, let him put his hands out. He had his hands tucked in up his top there, was irritating me. I'm glad he's decided to take it out now.
Dalot to take a throw for Manchester United on halfway. Let's pull it back for Harry Maguire. No goals anywhere at the start of the second halves in the Europa League games. So Manchester United 9th and Rangers 11th in the live table. I know you're aware, the top 8 qualifying as of right for the round of 16, and the teams that finished 9th to 24th are in the playoffs. Ahmad getting it forward here. Christian Eriksen to the byline, pulling it back. Xerxes was waiting, but Tavernier right in front of him gets it away and puts it out for Manchester United. First corner of this second half in front of the Stretford end, and a huge ovation for Ahmad as makes his way down towards that corner flag, applauding the Manchester United support, and they reciprocate. So this will be United's third corner. Rangers have won 5. Corner to be taken from the United right. And apart from Martinez, everybody else has pushed forward to attack it. Swept in really deep. Fernandes coming round the back. Headed away just before he got to him. Back in from Eriksen. And then volley clear. It was a good header by Egerman to get that away. Crucial one. Czerny emerging away from Garnacho in possession of the midfield. Positioning of the referee did him few favours. Czerny running straight at him, the referee blocking the only bit of space there was in that midfield. He did well to maintain possession. Rangers pull it back, and it's volleyed by Rice way over the bar.
It's better though, isn't it, for Rangers instantly defending that corner really, really well, and then just coming on the counter attack. First time we've seen any real forward momentum for this game from Rangers. 4 or 5 in attack. You can see that the manager's clearly said, right, let's go and have a go at them now. He must have felt that he's seen enough in that first half to not be worried and allow for this Rangers team to take the handbrake off. Real good play down that left-hand side as the ball gets cut back for Rice. Unfortunately, it's just one of those ones, as a striker, you don't want it bouncing, you want it on the full, and it bounces just in front of him and he can't keep it down. But for Rangers, really good start to the second half.
And equaliser for Saint-Gilloise at home to Braga. I remember the Belgians are the team that Rangers play at Ibrox this time next week. Manchester United will be in action away to FC SB of Romania, the club that used to be known as Steaua Bucharest. Rangers in possession, bringing the ball forward here with Rice, down towards Czerny. Certainly more proactive at the beginning of this second half, Rangers. Czerny giving that little bit of space and getting a shot in, and the goalkeeper able to save it. Just came out of his hands. There was never any danger that McCausland was going to be able to get to the follow-up. And the goalkeeper gathered at the second attempt, bowls it out for Lenny Yoro, but it's a much more open start to this second half.
In the first 3 minutes, you said Czerny's name more than you did in the first 45. That just shows to the listener just how Rangers are waiting, they're setting traps. With Man United having Harry Maguire in the middle, Harry's got more of that big diag. He's hitting 2 and 3 of those already in the first couple of minutes. Out to Dalot, out to Ahmad, and just allowing for Rangers to set the trap and bounce and really get Man United at their most stretched, which is allowing for them to play forward passes really quickly, Rangers, and get their shots off. Man United haven't started yet, and it feels like the changes for Man U, while it was only 1, has disrupted them, where Rangers have made 2, had to change formation. It's freed them up a little bit, as if this is now a free hit if they were to lose.
They've got a decent away record of Rangers in Europe, not so in the Scottish League this season, where they've lost more games than they've won. But away from home in Europe, they're unbeaten in 7. They're playing with a confidence, a bit of a swagger about in the start of this second half. Tavernier has to stretch out a right leg and get the ball away. Bruno Fernandes winning it back. Oh, cleverly disguised reverse ball in towards Garnacho. Gets to the bar, he pulls it back. And Fernandes with an effort that was creeping into the bottom right-hand corner. And it is brilliantly deflected past Butland, but onto the roof of his own net by one of the Rangers defenders. There's another goal-saving intervention as he hit it left-footed, and it's cannoned back off the inside of Prupper's thigh and to safety and out of play for a corner.
Yeah, Man United have woken up now thanks to Bruno Fernandes. Unfortunately, Yilmaz is trying to buy a foul that was never there, which gives them the ball straight back, and obviously it's a really good defensive play from Prupper.
In comes Eriksen's corner. Butland, oh, as he punched it in, he has! Manchester United lead by a goal to nil in freakish circumstances, and Christian Eriksen takes the acclaim. Right-footed in-swinging delivery. Butland came to meet it, he's misjudged it, and he's punched it, I think, over his own shoulder and into the top right-hand corner. It's an extraordinary goal.
Wow, that's all I could say. We're sat here, I've never seen that happen before in my 20 years in this game. It's a simple cross from Eriksen, put into a good area. There's a few bodies in front of Jack Butland, but he's come to punch the ball. He looks like he's tried to get too much power on it and has somehow put backspin on his knuckles and punched it into his own goal. It's a remarkable to see how he's missed that. He's under no pressure, just comes out watching the replay, and it's like he's got an own goal in the game. It's like he's got a little bet on this. Punched it straight into his own goal. Disappointing for Rangers, but Man United won't care. 1-0, and the set-piece coach will probably get a mural based on that, won't he?
Well, I think Butland has come to meet it and has maybe got there just a split second too quick. And so, if you can envision, say, a little kiss of a couple of billiard balls, where the spin that has been put on the action ball has just come back, and it's just clipped his hand as he's come to meet it, and the natural in-swing has just taken it off his hand and flicked it over his shoulder. It's bizarre. I've never seen it either. Never seen that before, but it's a Jack Butland own goal, and it is 1-0 to Manchester United.
It's a really good explanation you've just given there, but for anyone who's listening, Jack Butland's had a stinker. That's what he's had. That's all he had. He's punched it into his own goal. Your explanation was excellent, mate, but just for the rest of us.
In essence, it's a goalkeeping howler. Fernandes playing the ball forward. Ahmad! Oh, trying the overhead kick. Was actually offside anyway. And he sent the effort skying into the Stretford end. United will make a change on the back of taking the lead. Antero Malacia is going to be coming on very shortly. Malacia, who's seen very little in terms of match action, off at half-time in both of his Premier League starts this season. Missed 18 months because of that horrendous knee injury that he had. And he'll be coming on for just his 6th appearance of this campaign. 9 gone second half. Manchester United 1, Rangers 0, with a Jack Butland own goal. Fernandes playing it back for Collier. And to his right-hand side for Lenny Yoro. Zirkzee getting it forward. And Eriksson playing it out behind Ahmad and straight out for a throw that will be taken on the Rangers' left, but only after the change is made. And Malacia is going to come on to replace Yoro.
Yeah, looks like they're going to move Dalot into that right centre-back position and now allow for Malacia. It's good to see him back. I think he needs games to get fit. It's interesting, Jim, when you see, and you've been around players as long as I have, you see lads that have been in the gym for a long time through injuries. He looks top heavy now as opposed to when he first came in. 18 months of a long injury. Looks like he's been throwing the weights around because that's all you can do, unfortunately, when you're injured. And now he needs to get his match minutes under his belt and try and get that fitness and that sharpness back, not only for Man United but for his career. So great to see him back out there playing.
The goal has taken Manchester United up to 4th in the live table. Rangers down to 14th. As it stands right now, it won't be enough for United to guarantee a top 8 finish tonight. But they will leave them in a really strong position going to Romania next Thursday. United 1, Rangers 0, but still a long way to go. It's only the 3rd time in the last 13 games that United have taken a 1-0 lead, but when they have scored first this season, they haven't lost. 6 wins and 8 draws in all competitions in matches in which they've taken a 1-0 lead. Rangers, on the other hand, not great at chasing. Ball out of play for a throw. That'll be taken on the Manchester United left by Malacia, throwing it in towards Bruno Fernandes, back towards Malacia again. Fernandes, Malacia having to slide, and then Garnacho did really well, just flicked the ball back infield for Fernandes, who sends a raking crossfield ball out towards Ahmad. Jeffney was on his toes very quickly to be able to knock it away. And the ball goes back towards Harry Maguire. And Maguire plays it forward towards Bruno Fernandes, and I think Jack Butland will still be wondering exactly how he managed to do what he did. A player that's played nearly 400 games for club and country. I bet he's never done that before either.
Absolutely nice. One of those unfortunate ones for the goalkeeper, where you'll be scratching your head, and he's hoping now that one of his forward players can get him out of the mud, because Man United haven't really offered a great deal, in fairness, Jim, in terms of an attacking sense, and you feel now that they've gifted Man United the upper hand, and he'll be needing his players now to dig him out of a hole.
Holland having to come out of his penalty area pretty quickly there to just knock the ball away, but he was successful in doing so. Good anticipation. What can Rangers do to get themselves back into this game? They had a really good start to the second half, but the wind taken out of their sails by the own goal. 1-0 Manchester United leading, with 13 gone in the second half here on Talksport. Raskin looking for the long ball forward. He only had Cherney in Manchester United territory when he played it. Egerman was deep inside his own half. Now Cherney has gone down, and I don't know whether they're going to have to make a change. Rangers they've got Curtis ready, and Cherney is now lying flat on his back, and I don't know whether he's done a hamstring and got some kind of muscular problem, but he's just being attended to, and he will be replaced. And Finlay Curtis is going to come on to replace him. Man who made his first team debut for the last 30 minutes of the cup tie against Fraserburgh on Sunday, and the 20-year-old will make his European debut here at Old Trafford, with his side trying to find a way back into the game.
Yeah, it looks like a hammy. As some of the players always do, Jim, if you never noticed. If we've hurt our hamstring, we always try and stretch it like that's going to make it better. It's just a weird thing that we do. But Cherny's just going at that right hamstring. He's not moving well. It's been a shame because he was grown into the game, especially in this second half. So another blow for Rangers.
Well, he'll make his way off. I'll have a quick word with Philippe Clement as he does so. It doesn't look good, and he's going to make his way straight down the tunnel, but he's limping very heavily. And there's a pat on the back of consolation from Ruben Amorim. A 1-0 Manchester United lead, and so Rangers have had to bring on a third youngster. The performance from Rangers has been okay, but they've lost 3 players to injury inside the opening hour, with Barron and Balogun going off at half-time, and now Cherny having to go off as well. Eintracht Frankfurt 2, Ferencváros 0 elsewhere. This one, Manchester United 1, Rangers 0. Good header by Bruno Fernandes in the midfield. Curtis battling, but Bruno's just flicked the ball past him with ease, and Malacia can bring it forward. Plays it down towards Alejandro Garnacho. Shown inside by Ridvan Yilmaz. Garnacho's got it again. Back heels it. Bringing Fernandes into play. He rolls the studs of his right boot over the top of the ball. Clips it towards Dalot. Eriksson out towards Ahmad. Ahmad right hand side of the penalty area. Rangers with everybody back. And Ahmad still trying to get it in. Garnacho headed off the line with Butland beaten. Gave him the eyes. Then looks as though he's going to the bottom left-hand corner. Clipped it the other way. And Rangers had enough bodies back just to be able to head the ball off the line and keep the lead at 1.
Really good defending from, I think it's Proper again. He's been excellent today, to be fair to the man. But he's covered there, covered behind Jack Butler to his left-hand side, and just gets there back and clears off the line.
Garnacho pulling this one back, and that one's knocked away again by Proper. He puts it out of play for a throw that will be taken on the Manchester United left. 61 gone. Manchester United leading 1-0. Rangers now needing a response. This result wouldn't mean that they couldn't finish in the top 8. It would make life difficult because they'd have a fair bit of traffic to try and get through. They would be on 11 if it stays this way, and the team on 8, which is currently Stour, are on 14. So Rangers would have to win the next game, and they would need a fair few of the sides above them to lose if they were to finish in the top 8. It's going to be very, very difficult for Rangers if they can't find at least an equalising goal here. They trail 1-0 with a little under half an hour to go on Talksport. Ridvan Yilmaz is now playing at right back. The ball in his hands, waiting for a little bit of movement ahead of him. Curtis trying to provide that. Garnacho's got an eye on him. Thrown in towards Rice instead. Rice back towards Tavernier. He's lost it, and then he's fouled Garnacho, and it's a free kick down towards the left-hand corner flag for United.
It's really interesting, Jim. I was having a little think to myself there. Considering that Rangers have made 3 subs, bringing on young kids who probably wouldn't normally play, all through injury, still doesn't feel like a dominant Man United game, does it? They don't feel like they're in control of this game at all.
I think they might feel that they were in control. I mean, they're not creating a stack of chances, but there's nothing at the other end.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I just feel like there's, knowing my luck now, they'll go and score straight away as I'm saying this, but it just feels like there's not really been a goal threat. It's just a game that's played in the middle of the pitch.
They certainly haven't got their foot on Rangers' throat. Yeah. Far, far from it. In comes this latest delivery. Butland got a left hand to that one as well, and it went slightly behind square, but to safety, down towards the corner flag and out of play for a corner, which will be taken over on the Manchester United right. And I think we know that where this is going. It's going to be an in-swinger right down the throat of the goalkeeper to see if he's in a generous mood again. That man's gone across to take it. Garnacho is in there on the edge of the 6-yard box. Plenty of movement. Dallo and Xerxes in towards the near post. Goalkeeper comes out, gets it away. Punches it off the head of Collier. And then Eriksson gets involved in a little bit of wrestling as Rangers try to break quickly. And the referee's given Rangers a free kick for the foul by Eriksson. The referee standing right over Christian Eriksen, and when he gets back to his feet, I wonder whether there might be a yellow card here. Maybe not. He's just making sure that he's okay. Eriksson, he's all right. He's back on his feet and he's going to be able to continue. He's just going shoulder to shoulder with McCausland to try and stop the Rangers man finding a way forward. Ross McCausland, who scored at Malmo, Northern Ireland international, who has played more than 60 games for Rangers first team now. He's still only 21. Ball play down to Curtis, is making just his second senior appearance. Xerxes getting it forward. Collier is in there. Eriksson. Now back he goes towards Lisandro Martinez, and he can get it within 15 yards of the halfway line. Back he goes to Harry Maguire. Manchester United leading Rangers 1-0. Earlier, Spurs won 3-2 at Offenheim. And live on Talksport 2 for you right now. Still Wrexham 1, Birmingham 1 in the big game at the top of League One. It's Garnacho, as he brought down on the left-hand touchline by Yilmaz. A free kick has been given. He almost did the splits as the ball was played by Martinez in towards him. He received it, and then Yilmaz came across. Don't know precisely how much contact has been made, but he's gone down. His legs splayed away from underneath him, and it's a free kick to United.
Yeah, I think he's just caught his right leg there, his standing legs. He tried to stick it on the back foot. I was just thinking as well, Jim, another question to you. Would you let Garnacho go now, based on tonight's performance?
No. But it depends, but there's always the rider of what their PSR situation is. Yeah, in comes the free kick as Eriksson gets it in, and it's headed just wide. Swung in, a delicious delivery. It was a Harry Maguire that was there to attack it, coming in at the far post. I think he bent his run, he stayed onside. It was a free header for him, who's 7 yards out, powers it into the ground, but it's ricocheted off the turf and spins wide of Butland's left-hand post.
He's got to score, Jim. Got to score. He's onside. Wonderful ball from Eriksson into that corridor of uncertainty. Harry Maguire's 7 yards out. He's got free header. He's just got the timing wrong, and it's kind of skimmed his head as opposed to hitting his head. And he's just gone wide. He's got to score. Harry will know he should have scored that.
United coming again, leading 1-0, hungry for more. Eriksson clipping it in. Tavernier heads that away. And then further away by Rice. The fact that Rangers have had to bring on numbers 45, 49 and 52 kind of shows you where they are in terms of the pecking order. It's certainly a little bit harsh on McCausland. As I mentioned, he's been around a bit for someone who's 21, but they're not players that start games on a regular basis at all. Eriksson goes back for Collier, another one who's in the same boat, but has been, apart from that one mistake that he did well to rectify, he's given another solid performance. Collier, who's shown up well in these little cameos that he's been given recently. Possession 65-35 in Manchester United's favour at the moment. They lead 1-0. Martinez will play it forward. Here is Garnacho, laying it back for Collier. Collier missing the pass that was intended for Ahmad, and Rangers will break quickly and try and get it out towards Igerman. And those in blue will make their way forward towards the edge of the penalty area. McCausland is in there. And so too Curtis. Curtis trying to drag the ball away from Bruno Fernandes, couldn't quite. Fernandes winning it back and playing it back towards Lisandro Martinez, and United will calmly and ably play their way out. Midway inside the second half, it's Manchester United 1, Rangers 0.
There's a tired pass there for Igerman. Just working a lot up top on his own, and he's just got the ball out wide. He's waiting for someone to come, and as he sees it as a pass on, he's just a little bit laboured, it's a little bit lazy, a bit loose, and Rangers can't build that attack. I wouldn't be surprised if the manager brings him off now. Not that he's played poorly, just he's run himself into the ground, the lad, and there's not much in the way of a chance or any support that he's had, but he looks like a good player though. Looks tidy, Jim.
Martinez getting it forward towards Garnacho. Garnacho trying to run the long way round. Yilmaz has done well, gets the ball in, headed away from inside the penalty area out to Fernandez. Fernandez trying to just roll the ball down the side of Bayrami for Ahmad's run. And Rangers are able to clear, and Bayrami will pick it up on the left-hand touchline. We're going back to that question about Garnacho. What would you do, Troy? Would you keep him?
I think they have to keep him, yeah. I don't believe that selling him will make a massive dent in the PSR. I think they've got to get rid of a few more players than that. There's a lot of people on the much more wages-wise anyway than that. I just think he's a talent, and I think he may struggle from am I a winger, am I a 10? But nothing that a good pre-season and some good coaching can't get out of him. His attributes are made for this type of system and formation, and I think the manager will get the best out of him. I think he's been good in spells, but not great.
Rice chipping the ball towards the left-hand side of the penalty area, and the Cosland with a header. He had no one to aim at, and it just drops into the 6-yard box where Altai will be able to pick it up. Just over 20 minutes to go. All the speculation about Alejandro Garnacho's future can be heard here on Talksport. Don't forget, if you do a search for Talksport Transfer Notebook on the podcast section of our app, you'll be able to get more on the latest transfer rumours on our website, talksport.com. And twice a week, Jim White and our chief football correspondent, Alex Crook, bring you unrivaled coverage on our YouTube channel. It's every Tuesday and Friday, so a new episode of that will be dropping for you tomorrow. Sliding challenge comes in the midfield. Curtis has done well to win it, and then Bruno Fernandes has fouled by Rami. Didn't like the decision. There's a free kick that Rangers will take 10 yards inside Manchester United territory, and Rangers will make another change first, and Dessers is going to come on to replace Bayrami. Dessers, another player who may well see his future elsewhere. He did get a hat-trick against Fraserburgh at the weekend, taking his goal tally for the season up to 16 at a rate of 1 every other game. And Dessers comes on for Bayrami with 20 minutes to go.
Look like they're going old school 4-4-2. 2 strikers up, try and cause a few follows for Man United. Don't mind it.
Tavernier giving it away on the edge of the penalty area. No, not quite. Thought Ahmad had won it back. He didn't. The ball inside the area. Raskin with a header down that looked as though it was going to be dangerous. Didn't drop the way of a man in blue. Xerxes tries to bring it away. Rice stops that, but in doing so just passes the ball into the Manchester United penalty area for their goalkeeper to pick up, and he will now play it out. What you spotted, Troy?
2 changes down there. Looks like Ugarte and Kobe Mainoo coming on, so you'd expect that Man United are trying. Are probably going to bring off, if I had to guess, I'd say Eriksson and possibly the young man Collier in there as well, just to try and get a bit more stability. And you can see that they've gone 2 up front now, Rangers. It's an old school 4-4-2 diamond, and you can see that it's going to be one of those ones where Man United will shut up shop, have the 2 in front, just try and control the game a little bit more with the ball.
United work it forward again. It's an awkward bounce for Yilmaz, who very nearly saw Butland short, but Garnacho couldn't get in there in time, and Jack Butland's going to be able to clear it. His own goal, the difference between the 2 sides. He punched an Eriksson corner into his own net 7 minutes into the second half. We've played another 20 since then. Still United leading Rangers by a goal to 0. And working it back towards Proper, but for him and some vital defensive interventions, it could have been game, set and match long ago for Manchester United. Proper getting it forward into the feet of Jeffney, and played back again and out towards Tavernier.
It's really interesting seeing that this Rangers team, when they've settled with the 4-4-2 diamond, what it's doing is making Man United drop into a 5, because the 3 at the back obviously can't leave the 2 wingers open and wide, so it's making sure that Man United have to be honest and defend properly.
So Manchester United will bring on what is now their de facto first choice midfield. Kobbie Mainoo and Manuel Ugarte are going to be coming on. And you called it right, 2 straight swaps, Eriksson and Collier, the players that are coming on.
Yeah, you can see him moving Bruno Fernandes up one, just allowing him to go into that space and create a little bit more in there. And like I said, just try and get the 2 midfielders in, just to hold it up and control the game a bit more with the ball, because it has been a little bit sloppy for Man United.
You're listening to Manchester United against Rangers in the Europa League, live on Talksport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever the mission, home or away, Enterprise helps over 120,000 people every day. Live on Talksport 2 right now, still Wrexham 1, Birmingham 1 with 13 minutes to go. 17 minutes to go in this one. And Manchester United lead Rangers 1-0. They're 4th in the live table right now. And Rangers, as things stand at the moment, 3 points adrift of the top 8. Rangers flashing a ball inside the penalty area, left-footed effort, and Altay can save it. Jeffney did well, controlled it, let the ball drop onto his left foot, hit it with power, but a little bit too centrally, and it's another comfortable save for the Manchester United goalkeeper.
But again, with the 2 up front, you're able to cause problems now, and you're seeing Iliman Mane going left, going right, and because he's allowed to do that, because there's one in the middle, it's making Man United's back 3 actually having to defend for the first time in this game, Jim.
Sandro Martinez can bring the ball out. Down towards Malacia. So United 4th, Rangers currently 14th. Ajax, of the teams that are immediately above Rangers, the only ones that are in action at the moment, they're 0-0 in their game. So they're ahead of Rangers on goal difference alone as things stand at the moment. Curtis trying to get on the edge of the D. Little left-footed skidder that goes straight through to the goalkeeper. But Rangers with the brave substitution, not brave, sorry, bold substitution that was made 5 minutes ago. Just having a little bit more of the game and being able to take it to Manchester United much more readily now than previously. 15 to go. Incidentally, talking about the table as it stands at the moment, Spurs fans listening, you're currently 6th on 14 points, 1 clear of 9th place Galatasaray, which is the crucial gap. Rangers working it forward again. Dessers is going to chase. Maguire is there with him and engages and stands firm. And Dessers looking for something that wasn't there, throws himself to the ground, and it's a goal kick.
It's a really good ball though, just getting Harry Maguire to run into those channels he doesn't want to do. And unfortunately for Dessy, he's trying to fight Maguire instead of worrying about the ball. He's in the box. And Harry sees the vet, knows what he's doing, just ushers him out of play. But if Dessy would have actually stood strong and just concentrated on the ball, he would have had an opportunity to call for a foul there, because Harry Maguire is all over him, to be fair.
Just talking about Ajax, right on cue, they've conceded, which is good news as far as Rangers are concerned. So Rangers up to 13th and clear, a point clear of Ajax now. It's 1 less to worry about next week if it stays that way. We will, of course, this time next week be keeping you up to date with everything that's going on in all 18 games which kick off contemporaneously. And you'll hear all the action, the live table changes as they happen on Talksport and Talksport 2, 8 o'clock next week. Ball with Ugarte, who just dallied in the midfield, and Raskin closed him down. Maguire's going to be able to get it away. Ugarte has it once more. 77 gone. Manchester United 1, Rangers 0. Martinez with the ball forward, a long straight one that Ahmad will chase up. He's going to get there, right foot in, over the bar. Just forced wide by a slightly errant first touch and cut across it and missed the target by some distance.
Yeah, it's a good ball for Martinez and a really good run for Ahmad. He runs it off that right-hand flank in behind the centre half. He's made the wrong decision though, unfortunately. I know he's in a good vein of form, but take a touch and just square it and Xerxes will have the easiest tap in and job done. But when you're in the vein of form that he's in currently, he's going to feel like he can shoot from the halfway line and it'll go in. But Man United still not out of the woods yet. They still feel like they need a goal, Jim. I feel like Rangers will have another chance before the game's out.
Malacia just given a little shove by Curtis. Play goes on. United can bring it forward. Fernandes to Ugarte. Ugarte working it back through the midfield. Dallo to Martinez again. United ahead on the shot count, 13-9 now. having trailed at times in this game. Ugarte with a lovely take and then a back heel pirouette, but lost possession, and Dessers can bring it forward. Gets in the centre circle, dallied too long before looking for Curtis. Then Rice is in there strongly, so too Raskin, but the referee's given the free kick for the first foul, and United will take it inside their own half of the centre circle. Fernandez the man that won it. 12 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. Philippe Clement has still got 2 changes left, 1 change left at his disposal. He does still have Tom Lawrence on the bench that he can call upon. It just depends how fit they think Tom is, how many minutes they might be able to get out of him. Remember, he's not played for 12 weeks.
They just sent him out to warm up, Jim, just as you said that.
Here's Malacia. It's almost like I could read his mind. Mainu. Either that or I saw him warming up and thought I'd mentioned it. Martinez down towards Mainu. One or the other. He'll come forward towards a central position, Mainu, and then play a nicely disguised reverse ball down towards Malacia. Malacia on the edge of the box. Back from him to Mainu, to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes taking a couple of touches. Well worked round the corner by Malacia again. Garnacho, with 2 at his back, does well to maintain possession. Protects it. Gets it back for Bruno Fernandes. Dalot out towards Ahmad on the Manchester United right. And he's faced up by Jepti, who was beaten and fouled him. Had to take matters into his own hands, and he gets a yellow card as a result of that. First of the night, and a free kick to United, led with the edge of the Rangers box.
For the first time, we start to see tired Rangers players now, aren't you? Start to see those lazy tackles. This is hopefully where Man United go and get a second and a third. But for Rangers, it's just becoming a little bit of a struggle now with the injuries, with the people that are not used to playing, and also Man United having nearly 70% possession. It's just getting a little bit tiring now. That pitch is just getting a little bit bigger.
Well, the ball has been spotted down closer to the right-hand side of the penalty area than perhaps it might have been. Bruno standing over it. McCausland is a one-man wall, and the referee's frog marched him back the full 10 yards. So United have got 6 in behind around the edge of the penalty area. There's another 3. Bruno taking this. It's a low flat one, and Butler's made an outstanding save to deny Ugarte.
I was going to say that front post area looks overloaded. There was James Tavernier was trying to organise that line literally up until the second of it being taken, and then it's a great ball, and Ugarte probably should score again if I'm being a bit harsh. Good save for Butland, but it is right at him. If he just glances that across, it's a goal, and Man United will have this job done and dusted. Højlund just looking like he's about to come on as well for Man United, Jim.
Yeah, the header was a good 4 or 5 feet inside the post. A little bit more accurate, and I don't think Butland would have got there. Højlund will be on next break in play. 9 to go, 1-0 to Manchester United. In comes this latest corner, and that's headed away by Igerman, and again the referee spotted an infringement inside the 6-yard box to give Rangers a free kick. Will United make the change now? Is it going to be a straight swap, Højlund for Zirkzee? Yeah, it's always likely to be. And Zirkzee will come off. He's put a shift in. It's not been for the want of trying, but he hasn't really had an opportunity worthy of the name draw.
No, he's struggling to find out where he fits in, isn't he, into this system. When he comes off the bench, he has a real big impact. But then when Rasmus Højlund starts, he's not been great. So they're trying to figure out this missing piece. But for tonight, floated in and out of the game. You know, he ran a lot, as you said, but real lack of quality. I still think there's a player in there in Zirkzee. I want to see him after a really good pre-season. He looks a bit heavy for me, and I know everyone's saying it's a bit pot kettle black, me saying that, but just for this type of player and this type of team and what they need, I think he needs to be a bit lighter. So judge him after the pre-season, don't judge him now.
United in action at Fulham, live on Talksport, 7 o'clock Sunday night. Who would you start up front for that game?
I like what Fulham are doing. I think Fulham are a team you just wouldn't want to play. Anyone in the Premier League doesn't want to play Fulham. Tactically, they're really good setup. They've got attacking players, and they've got a good bench as well, and everyone's pulling in the right direction. I think they're going to probably need Højlund just for the the ability to run in behind.
Rice chipping one in, Dessers, and it's come back off the outside of the post, and that's as close as Rangers have come to an equaliser. Yilmaz on the right hand side, working it in for Rice, clipped forward by him, out came the goalkeeper, Dessers flicked it past him, and it's just brushed the outside of the post and gone out for what has been given as a goal kick. And Dessers thought the goalkeeper got something on it to make a save.
Yeah, it's actually a really poor, he's onside as well, really poor play from Malacia. Instead of clearing the ball, he's tried to play a little slip pass inside, gets deflected, and a lovely lifted pass. Dessers does really well. He must think he's nicked it, just hits the post, agonisingly hits the post. I just said a replay of him watching it. I've been there as a striker when you think you're scoring, you're watching it going, where we're going to celebrate, and it just hits the post and goes wide. That, I promise you, that was going at about matrix speed for him. He was seeing that go in and thinking, right, that's going to be the one. I can tell my kids about this. Unfortunately, not to be.
Raskin playing the ball out of the right hand side for Rangers, who win a throw with Tavernier.
You feel that though, don't you, Jim? Sorry to interrupt you, but you feel that anxiety's come back in instantly. One chance Rangers have had in this second half, and this whole place has got nervous again, and the Rangers crowd are sensing it, and you just feel that they're going to get a chance. I said it earlier, but one more chance will come for Rangers.
Well, it's going to be interesting listening to the sports bar on the way home tonight. A reaction to this Manchester United performance. Reaction, please, from Rangers fans as well. What have you made of it? How do you feel about next week? Is there still a chance of being able to get into the top 8? Home to Union Saint-Gilloise at Ibrox next Thursday. It's Bruno Fernandes gets towards the byline and pulls the ball back. Raskin and then Rice both get crucial touches to get the ball off the island, and now to play for a throw that will be taken over on the Manchester United right. The sports bar taking your calls 03717 223344, and you can book those calls right now. Here's Lisandro Martinez. 5.5 to go. Martinez now towards Malacia. Garnacho back towards halfway for Tiro Malacia again. Plays the ball in front of Harry Maguire, who comes onto it and just rolls it into the path of Dalot, who's been playing centre half in this second half. Ball over the top from him. A little stumble from Malacia just at the most inopportune moments as he made his way towards the edge of the box and then lost his trailing foot from underneath him, lost his balance, and the half chance had gone.
But that's what the difference between Xerxes and Rasmus Højlund. Instantly he does that run inside the two defenders and just runs straight into the channel, and it allows for a ball to come over the top. I know Malacia nearly got in, but that raw pace that he has, if he could just, a bit like Darwin Núñez at Liverpool, if he could just finish and give you that confidence that he can finish consistently, he'd be an unbelievable player.
Amat coming forward towards the edge of the penalty area, trying to take the ball with him, almost did a full 360, but it's easily cut out by Bailey Rice. And then Malacia didn't foul Igaman, who's looking up to the heavens and playing to the crowd, and his manager's starting to get on with it. Garnacho with a right-footed shot from the edge of the penalty area. Butland's beaten that away. Comes back out towards Amat. He's lost possession. Jefty bringing it clear. Dessers brings it round the corner. McCausland chases after it, but it will go out for a throw that will be taken over on the Manchester United right. And the Rangers fans not happy at the non-award of a free kick Igaman's way on halfway.
It has to be a foul. It's a foul. Igaman's he's gone down, but he's actually tried to play on, and somehow the referee has given it as play on. It's remarkable when you think of the goal that was disallowed for De Ligt in the first half. And then just moving forward, Garnacho again coming in off that left side. He's been excellent tonight. His game probably deserved a goal, and he's still trying to get that in his last few minutes.
Garnacho trying to take on his man again and losing out. This time the free kick has been given against Malacia. We're listening to Manchester United against Rangers in the Europa League. It's live on Talksport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Enterprise has vans of all shapes and sizes, so you've got a plan, we've got a van. Rangers' final change is imminent, and Zach Lovelace, who turns 19 today, is going to be coming on. The English-born winger on for Rangers in a moment. McCausland playing it back towards Butland. Butland gets it forward left-footed. Chested down by Igaman, and Harry Maguire is pushed way into the midfield in an attempt to try and win it back. He's conceded a free kick, and Rangers just told to wait before taking it. But Lovelace isn't ready to come on. He's just getting his final instructions. So now the free kick is taken. Tavernier booming it forward. Maguire backpedaling, he's lost it. Dessers! 1-1. Rangers with an 88th minute equaliser. And the travelling Glaswegian contingent goes wild. Long ball over the top. Maguire misjudged it. Dessers let it roll across his body, through his left foot and through it, straight into the bottom right-hand corner. A massive goal for Rangers in their hopes of finishing in the top 8. And Manchester United with another poor result at Old Trafford, incoming potentially another game that they've been in control of that they might not win. Manchester United 1, Rangers 1. Listen to the noise, the euphoria from the Rangers fans away to our right-hand side. Dessers' future might lie away from Ibrox. If it does, he's just left them a parting gift.
Just taking that noise. What a goal. This is just a long diagonal from Tavernier. Harry Maguire, awful defending. Just go and head it, big fella, but take nothing away from Dessers. He just leads into his left foot. What a touch with his right foot. Kills it on a stone as it bounces up. Half volley with that left foot. Never even moves. Never even looks at the goalie. Right into the far corner. Inside netting. Unbelievable. I told you, Jim, there was one more chance in it.
Well, that was a nice one for Cyril, that. 5 in 3 games for him now, to add to his hat-trick against Fraserburgh. And with no disrespect, this one might have meant a little bit more. Rangers will bring King on 1-1 with a minute of normal time to go. And that means that United are now back out of the top 8. They're 9th. Rangers up to 11th. United on 13, below the top 8 on goals scored. Rangers a point adrift of the top 8. 5 minutes of added time. McCausland getting in forward. Oh, Dessers nearly got in again. Dallo just able to nick it away from him. Play forward towards Garnacho. Forward then from King and clear. Manchester United bring it forward as quickly as they can. Tavernier has done brilliantly to win it back. I think it was Ridvan Yilmaz that made way for King to come on. Here's Igaman. Igaman trying to send one out towards the left-hand side for McCausland. Manchester United win it back and then lose it again. At the moment, Rangers looking the more likely winners. Maguire getting it away on the half volley. Hoyland trying to help it down. Mainu is caught. Free kick to Manchester United inside the centre circle with 4 minutes of added time to go, Troy Deeney.
It's Man United are rattled up. We said it a few minutes before. When Rangers went through, this whole place just got, the energy and the life just got sucked out. We got drained out of it. Man United now just need to get a hold of the ball. They've put all their best players on. Someone step up, have a bit of composure, just keep the ball. But for some reason now they've just got more and more nervous, and I can see what the manager's talking about now. My first time being here, first time watching them live this season. He's talking about character, getting the ball in difficult positions. They're nervous now, and Rangers will feel like they're going to get one more chance.
Martinez playing it in. There is the winner for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes stepping up just when his side needed it. And the Rangers fans silence for the first time. Martinez clipped it in. It's a brilliant cross. And Bruno made an uncharted run towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Wants it onto his right foot. Fires it into the bottom left-hand corner. And 3 minutes after Rangers thought they got a famous draw here at Old Trafford, Bruno stepped up the other end and has surely won it for Manchester United.
Honestly, we're just talking about having a bit of quality and having a bit of composure. Martinez, take a bow. What a touch, and what a ball into a fantastic area. From a Rangers point of view, Jefty at the back post, falling asleep. He's going to get an earful, not only from his players, but from his manager. But take nothing away from this. We're just talking about quality. Martinez steps in, 30 yards out, just puts the ball into a lovely area. And Bruno Fernandes, what quality, what composure. And you can hear that sound. Unbelievable goal, no chance for Jack Butland. Bruno Fernandes, Captain Marvel, has stepped up again for this Man United team.
It's only his second goal in his last 19 Europa League ties. Bruno's 9th of the season. And Manchester United lead Rangers 2-1 with 2 minutes of added time to go. There was a lengthy celebration after the goal. And I'm sure that there will be more time added than the minimum 5 that was shown. Here's Ahmad bringing the ball forward.
Good.
Oh, they love late drama here. Sorry, Troy.
No, you're okay. Sorry, my fault. Just want to keep the ball now. Look, you can. You know, we were just saying about how that energy was just sucked away and drained out of this place. Bit of quality, and look, it's so loud again. And this is just indicative of this Man United season. So up and down. They need a level of composure. This game should have been out of sight earlier, but they never really played with an intensity or an intention to win. Rangers will feel disappointed, but on the whole, Man United have probably been the better team.
That's another wonderful ball sprayed by Ugarte out towards Ahmad. Ahmad inside the penalty area onto his left foot. Has it taken off his toes by Raskin, who then rides the challenge of Bruno Fernandes. He's been fouled. It's a free kick to Rangers. Well, you think back to the Southampton game here, where they were a goal down with 8 minutes to go, and Ahmad did what he does, got that 12-minute hat-trick, and got them over the line. Tonight, pegged back late in the game. Still time for them to win it. Now, there's still time for Rangers equaliser yet, but not an awful lot. There's about 30 seconds, and I guess another 45 to be added on for the extra celebration on top of that. So just a shade under a minute of playing time left. And a free kick that Harry Maguire will take on halfway for Manchester United. And he's just sent it sailing out towards the right-hand side. Inch perfect delivery for Ahmad. Maguire will be relieved. Here's Ahmad trying to bulldoze his way through inside the penalty area. He can't quite. Prupper knocks it away. He doesn't deserve to be on the losing side tonight. Ahmad can't get the ball in effectively. It's gone out of play for a goal kick. Barely time to take it for Butland. 5 minutes are up. It's just a question of how much will be added on top of that. Played forward towards Dessers. Igerman. Now down towards Curtis. Can Rangers create one last opportunity? Curtis getting it in. Maguire steps up from the defensive line, read it. Knocked it away from the striker. Finds Højlund. Garnacho making a run ahead of him. Højlund trying to win a free kick. Curtis has done really well to win that. Rice then chips it over the top. Dessa's trying to turn Martinez. Can't. It's knocked away. And Fernandes sticks his foot on the ball in the midfield, puts his hands out to tell his teammates just to calm down. He just needs to keep possession here, and he's got United over the line.
The first bit of quality we've seen, and leadership and ownership we've seen in the second half from any Man United player. Just step on the ball, wait. Rasmus Højlund there talking exactly what I was talking about. You've got 30 seconds left, just keep the ball. He's trying to take people on, loses it, and invites another counter-attack from Rangers. And thankfully, Fernandes, he's just got that quality, that nous, that know-how to just stand on the ball, and the job is done.
The job is done. Bruno Fernandes fittingly with the last touch of the night. A night in which he's had the most important touch of the night. A 92nd minute winner for Manchester United, who are fourth going into match day 8. And the job is pretty much done. They've certainly given themselves a great chance of a top 8 finish to qualify for the round of 16. They are 2 points clear of Galatasaray going into the final set of fixtures. Rangers, with that late concession, find themselves 13th, 3 adrift of Steaua Bucharest. So Rangers need a favour from Manchester United next week, and then their goal difference might be good enough if Galatasaray, Bodeglimt, Victoria Plzeň don't win and Olympiacos don't win. It's all ifs, buts and maybes. Rangers know their best chance might just have slipped away. They'll be in the playoff round, they won't be going out. But Manchester United needed that. Not a vintage performance, but enough to scramble over the line despite the concession of an 88th minute equaliser. They've still come back to win it, and Manchester United have seen Rangers off by 2-1.
Jim Proudfoot, Troy Deeney on commentary on Talksport, and the sports bar will be open for business shortly for Jason Cundy and Jamie O'Hara to take your calls on all of tonight's action in the Europa League and beyond. 03717 223344 to get your calls into Jamie and Jason. Manchester United fans left it late. Fergie time, he's here of course, and he watched on as Bruno Fernandes, with an exquisitely taken half volley, won the game for Manchester United. Rangers, they were always in the game at 1-0 down, and I saw Josh Key for Swansea City in midweek having to play as a centre half rather than right back and getting turned inside out by a simple ball over the top. I kind of expected him to struggle with that. I didn't expect Harry Maguire to struggle with a simple long ball over the top, but he did. Dessa's got him behind, and it looked like Rangers were going to take a share of the spoils. But you just cannot reckon with that Manchester United late in games at Old Trafford. Doesn't matter that they're struggling. Somehow this team, Troy Deeney, seems to find that magic moment more often than not when it really, really counts.
Yeah, look, it's not a great performance, but it's a win. I think it's a game where both teams, Rangers will feel that they can take loads of positives from this. 3 or 4 injuries in this game, loads of young kids in, and push Man United right until the end. Well, they will take positives.
It's not the flat performance that you would see against Brighton and for 80 minutes against Southampton. By the same token, it's not the fists out, gritty performance you see against Arsenal or Manchester or at Liverpool.
Yeah,
but it's good enough for what it was.
It's a win, and that's all it is. Like it's not one of those ones where you're in a position and you go, right, we're gonna unpack that game and take a load from it. Let's have it right. The first goal was an own goal. It wasn't like Man United broke them down. It's only when the little bit of quality came in at the end with a lovely ball in from that left-hand side from Martinez, and Fernandes with an excellent finish, a really, really top finish. That's what separated the two. Other than that, Rangers will feel really hard done by. But for Man United, who cares? Job done.
Yeah, the Rangers players are just in the southeast corner, just down in front of us, taking the acclaim of the travelling support. Jack Butland, well, he's come to the front and he had a horror moment in that second half. I think his problem was with that goal, Troy Deeney, that as he got to the ball, his arm was already extended. He wasn't in the act of going through with the movement. And as his arm was extended, it just allowed that ball to skim off his knuckles and into the back of the net.
I know he used to play for Blues, and I know you two are nice guys, but how nice are you being? He's had a stinker.
Oh, it is a stinker.
He's had a stinker.
But I'm just trying to explain how he's...
No one knows. He doesn't know how he done it. He tried to punch it, he missed time to punch, and he's punched it into an open goal. Stop being nice to him. Just call it as it is.
It's not just because he's an ex-Blue. It's not. But a horrible moment for Jack Butland. But he's not hid from it. Nope. Manchester United are on the verge of an automatic spot in the Europa League. They do go to FCSB next Thursday, who are lying in 8th in the table, just a point ahead of Galatasaray. So the Romanians will have plenty of incentive to keep their place. So Manchester United are going to have to be on their guard next Thursday in Bucharest for that game. I'll tell you what, it's high time on Talksport that we picked our man of the match with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Man of the match on Talksport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever the mission, home or away, Enterprise helps over 120,000 people every day.
Troy Deeney, over to you. Pick us a man of the match, please.
I'm going to give it to Martinez. There's 3 players on the pitch that were excellent. Garnacho was excellent. Fernandes was excellent. But Martinez showed a little bit of quality. I was talking about it on commentary. Needed someone to take a touch on the ball, move forward. That ball he put in for Fernandes was excellent. Didn't really put a foot wrong all night. So I'm going to give it to him. Would have been easier to give it to Fernandes, but I just felt Martinez has been really good tonight.
So Lisandro Martinez back in the side tonight and providing the most sumptuous assist for the winning goal. Gets the Man of the Match award with our friends at Enterprise Rent-A-Car.